Grinders! I'm back.
It's turbo time.
Are you ready?
It's turbo time.
Let's do this!
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
It's turbo time.
I've got news for you. You are mine now. You belong to me. You just made the list.
I'm so gone. No, I'm never turning back. I won't stop. I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on. You're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad. I stay strong. You will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack.
Game's over.
If you're lying to me, I'll be back.
And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
Put that cookie down now.
Yo.
Hey, what's up, Grinders? We're back! Oh, yeah! What's up? How's everybody doing out there? Man, it's been a long week. Grindcation. I've been tanning. Oh, man, I have the tan, the suntan oil all over. Nah, anyway. Yes, it was an awesome grindcation, everybody. I missed out a whole bunch of stuff. It was a pretty dynamic thing, leaving, seeing what the news was when I left, and then to come back and see what the news is now. Oh, man, we got stuff to talk about. We have the Game Awards, which was the big stuff, the announcement that came on. Oh, I didn't even put it on the list. I forgot. GTA 6. Oh, goodness gracious. That thing, yeah, that little thing that happened last week. Oh, my goodness. What a week. Yo, what's up, everybody? Hero Down Under, Josh Ayers, Brian East, Amanda Pemberton. Oh, man, my Alexa's going off because the cold is a-coming. That's right. For Brizzle, what's up? Dave Rock. Quiet Doom, how you doing? Mod, how you doing? Outside Gaming Night. True Virgil's here. RPG88. Richard Farmer, what's up? Stonewall, how you doing? Yes, it's been a week, man. Hit that like button, share it out, send out the grind signal. Let them know where we are and what we're doing. And without further ado, we have our panel back tonight. We got Frogs in the house. How you doing, man? Haven't spoken to Frogs all the week, too.
Man, let me tell you something, GTA 6. You messed up my whole freaking PlayStation Portable freaking video. I couldn't even launch it that night because it wasn't as important. So I said, you know what? I'll just hold on to it.
Damn. Oh, damn.
No, I'm doing great, man. Lots to talk about, man. A lot has happened since you've been gone. A lot has happened.
I know. I need updates. I need updates. I only can gather so much.
All I can say is I can't wait for Blade.
We can't wait for what?
Blade.
Yes.
Blade.
I put this a little out of there. And we also have.
I can't wait.
Oh yeah, I got that on there. And then also by request, Kyle is back in the building. Mr. Weather himself tell me it's warm weather telling me, man. What's up, Kyle? How you doing? Welcome back to the Gaming Grindhouse. What's up, man?
By popular demand. Thanks,
demand.
Hey,
the grinders demanded
Frogs, Jez, the grinders in the chat. Hey, no white Christmas this year. At least not in the States. Looking warm and mild.
You heard it right. You heard it first. No white Christmas this year. It's only going to be
here, man. It's all palm trees and pools.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
All palm trees and pools here.
Exclusive Grindhouse weather report. We got it in there. No white Christmas this year. It's going to be a Phil Ness Christmas. Oh, damn. That means you're going to get...
Welcome back, Jez.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's going to be coal in the stockings and tell you I'm sorry on the next day, saying, sorry, I forgot it's Christmas. I'll take it on the chin. Oh, man, here we are.
No.
Damn, yeah, taking it on the chin. But glad to have you guys on here. You're going to have to keep me updated as to all the stuff that was on. I only gathered as much as I could on there. But one thing, I do have some information for everybody, and I don't know if anybody else in the chat or Frogs or Kyle have it, but I got in the mail when I came back, the Pulse Explorers showed up to my house. The buds, I think that's the buds, right?
Nice.
The Pulse Explorers. Okay, so I opened these things up, and quoting the Porter Rock, it was a grand opening, grand closing. I have some. Oh no. Yeah, these things were not good. I did not like them.
Oh, the earbuds?
Yeah, the Pulse Explorer buds.
They sold out. I couldn't get them.
Yeah, dude, I did not like them at all.
I don't have them either, Jez. What happened?
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
What happened? Gotta know.
So first off, this is not really a complaint, but I'm just telling everybody, whoever gets them, the box unpackaging thing is a friggin' disaster. They got the seal of quality on the top, but if you open it up from the top, you basically have to like rip your box open in order to get the things at the bottom. You're supposed to peel the bottom of the box and then pull the bottom out, and they slide out that way. It's some fancy thing, but just to keep you in mind, just to if you get them, open them from the bottom. All right. So
Jez, what you're saying is they made it as hard as to put your stand on the bottom of your PS5. It's just as hard.
Well, I don't know what they were thinking of, like, because it's so weird. If you open it up from the top, like it's like almost like a friggin' one of those like traps. Like I'm like, how the hell do I get to these earbuds? So anyway,
like a friggin' finger trap.
It's a finger trap, dude. It was wild, but that's not.
Did you use a screwdriver or what?
No screwdrivers in this one. I just like ripped this shit open. See, Hero Down Under destroyed his box accidentally. Yeah, I had to watch on YouTube how to open it. You got to open it from the bottom. The earbuds, I'm talking about the packaging box, Brian East. Yeah, not the earbuds case where it slides open. So anyway, that wasn't a complaint. It is what it is. I'm just letting anybody know.
Wait. So the box, not
the box, the packaging.
I was like, damn, how the hell did you rip the case
not
open?
The buds themselves.
Oh, okay, not the buds case. Okay, got it.
Not the buds themselves, the actual packaging. But the buds slide open.
I was about to lose my mind. Like, damn.
Yeah, going through the bottom, outside of there you go. That's what I'm letting everybody know. To be clear, this is not the buds themselves. So and again, it's not a complaint. It's just I'm just letting everybody know if they get them to open them up from the bottom, because you'll be ripping apart the box to get to the top. So I get them out. I sync them first to my phone just to kind of get a test of how they sound and stuff like that, and then I hook them up to the PlayStation. So it comes with a dongle. And the dongle goes into the PlayStation. That is where that special connection is between the earbuds and the dongle. And then they Bluetooth to your phone. So you could hold the case button down. Really slick. Same type of lights that are on the front of the PlayStation for like knowing if it's for the controller when it's like first or second. You know that dim white light? That's the same kind of beaming light that they have on the case. Real slick. And I think the thing is that the design gets in the way of the functionality. That's how I felt. Because getting these things in your ear is kind of weird because they have that weird shape. And the problem is you got to find the right ear tips. The ear tips that come with it are very small. So they feel like they're going to fall out of your ears when you try to put them in your ear. It's a very weird bud. Because I have tons of buds. I buy every single headphones and all this other stuff. And
You just made the list!
This is a very strange design bud because like it's a very narrow entry like earbud. So it comes with a very small one. They give you like 4 different sizes. So I went with a larger size for the ear to kind of block it off because the sound that I was getting was a lot of treble and higher mids that you get. The booming bass that you would expect out of a gaming thing, it's not really getting it. You're getting a lot of airiness to it. And like the Hero Down Under has them. He said they're too small. So I put the larger buds in to try to get that seal. And what's crazy is that if you press into where they go in your ear, you get that rumble bass, but they don't stay there. Like you want to shove them in your ear, more to get that kind of bass. You just made the list! And you don't get that bass because they sit a little, they don't sit right in your ear. And then they feel like they're falling out. So you got to make sure that you have the right earbuds in to get them in there. Then
you just made the list.
I did hook them up to the PlayStation to see if the sound was better. They give you it's very good dynamic sound, surrounding sound. However, the bottom, the bass, and I remember, Frog, I was telling you,
just made the list.
They were saying about the planar drive is like they don't have that kind of rumble, that bass that you're looking for, like in gaming, like that booming, boom, boom, like that kind of stuff that you get in a gaming, which I like. I like to feel it, and you don't get that.
You just made the list.
These are very kind of higher sounding, and they don't get super loud either. They do have controls on them to do the volume. You'll see it on the screen.
You just made the list.
The biggest issue that I have is them being PlayStation earbuds. There is no EQ settings. You know how the Pulse have them? Like you could do EQ settings with the old $100 headphones that came with the PlayStation. You can make them rumble. You can make them bass heavy. You could change the whole EQ. There is no EQ on this on the PlayStation, nor an app on the phone to even try to adjust these at all.
Just made the list!
And that's where I feel like the customization there is a little lacking to try to bring up that bass. But just out of the box, they don't have that rumble of like that kind of gaming bud headset. And that's where I think they were lacking. Plus, the way they fit in the ear is very strange, and they don't kind of feel that they're really in there. Something that you want to do it. And for $200, that's the thing. Exactly, Ghostface. You know, the thing for $200, there are much better headphones. I'm going to tell you right now. Gaming-wise, if you want low latency headphones, I'm going to tell you right now, you go get the JBL Quantum True Wireless headsets. Those could be on sale Black Friday or from now to the end of the year. They're $200. You get them for $100. JBL's great ones, full customization. That one. And then also I tried the Hammerheads. Not the ones that are PlayStation branded, but the new ones. They all were on sale for $150. They're the new Hammerhead Razor. Those are great earbuds for gaming. So I would recommend those two, which are technically lower price now than the PlayStation ones, to get it. I felt there's a lot of form and PlayStation branding on here that makes them look cool, but I don't feel like the sound that you're getting, especially knowing Sony's earbuds and how popular they are. I would be interested to see how the other earbuds sound. Those are ones are back ordered, I think, till January. The H9, the H buds. So what are the ones that they have? What are they called? The purple ones. Those are the ones. I think I want to try those out. You
talking about the headset?
No, they made buds of them. You have the headset, the H7.
So you're talking about the Sony brand, not the PlayStation brand.
I want to try those out because I think those might be better than the Pulse Elites, which are the PlayStation ones.
And those are the ones also that were out of stock. They went out as soon as they came in. they were sold out. I try to get those too because I'm telling you, man, my H9 headset is amazing.
That
never had a problem with it.
That's so comfortable too. The in zones.
Yeah.
The in zone buds.
I think
they may be better than the Pulse Explorers, but I haven't tested the
PlayStation brand.
Yeah.
So you think the Sony brand may be better than the PlayStation brand? What you're saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right. But if you want earbuds for gaming, check out the JBL Quantum TWS and the Hammerhead.
My wife. This is the thing. My wife she doesn't like headsets, so she has some earbuds now, and the earbuds she have are the ones that come with the Oculus. They're compatible with PlayStation. They're good, but she wants ones that are a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, the in-zone buds are $200. They're the same price as these Pulse Explorers.
So maybe I just buy her the in-zones.
And also, and another thing too, the Pulse Explorers, I could not find out where noise cancellation is. So I don't think there's any active noise cancellation on these. I think it's only passive, and the things, they don't sit well in your ear, so it doesn't really block out a lot of noise. Where the H9 buds, the in-zone buds, have noise cancellation. For $200, I'm telling you, the Razer and the JBLs have noise cancellation. Like for $200, this thing should have noise cancellation. It should have an app. It should have a lot of things, and I feel like it's just kind of using the PlayStation design and trying to get one over on us. That's how I feel right now for those. So they are going back.
For the purple ones that are coming out in January, or like
they're already out. They're back ordered.
They're already out. Okay,
they're already out.
Will those work on the Portal or no?
No, and this is the other thing that I think Sony's doing a little bit of gymnasts. I see a lot of gymnasts in the Grindhouse right now. You know, these Explorers, the main appeal of these is that you don't need a dongle or Bluetooth connection to the Pulse, to the PlayStation Portal. So it's sort of like a gymnast there, where in order to experience wireless play with your Portal, that's what you want, the Pulse Explorers are your only option. And I'm wondering, but they're lacking in the sound area. But I think with the branding and that kind of tie into that device, I think that's a little bit of a Sony, a little bit of an Apple-esque type move that they pulled with that. So that's where I feel that these may be interesting. What they're trying to kind of snowshoe these Explorers in there to say, hey, if you have the Portal, you could use these Explorers. I just I don't think that they're that good for that. So, and the case is huge too. The case is really big, so it's not even like you could say, hey, I'm going to use these with my phone and walking around and things like that. And because the case is like a elongated case, like it's not very pocket friendly to kind of carry them out like a portable earbud. So it's kind of like, hey, that's your console bud and things like that. But I really want to try the in zones there. The BU says Jimbo Explorers. Yeah, it is a greedy. Hero down on the agrees. Yeah, it is a little bit of a greedy move, and I felt a little bit like that when I was using these. I kind of used them only for a day, and I was like, no, I can't get them to sit in my ear. And thank you very much, Nick. That there is a positive sign to all this, guys. I don't want to discourage anybody who's still interested in them, but I'm telling you my opinion on these. But I'm going to tell you right now. The one thing, and this is that I've tested a lot of earbuds with the PlayStation, with gaming and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you right now, Nick got it right there. The microphone on these is awesome. That's the crazy caveat, man. The microphone on the noise cancellation of what they're doing, it's amazing, because a lot of times when you're chatting with earbuds, you get a lot of ambient sound and you hear like echo. These things do excellent job in noise canceling microphones for your chat, to direct your voice. It sounds really good. Not as good as a boom microphone, but better than any kind of earbuds where you kind of get that echoey or that kind of nasally type microphone. So that's a huge plus, that the microphones on these are good. So they're good for chatting and party chats and earbuds. So I'm just saying, from a sound perspective, I felt like they should have had more bass, more rumble, more features, more things to it for $200 on that one. So I'm not going to be keeping them. And I'm excited more for the headphones that come out, that are going to be coming out in February. But I really want to test gaming buds to use those other things. Another option too is that you could get a Bluetooth. dongle and plug it into your PlayStation and use any Bluetooth headphones.
Just made the list.
You'll get great sound. The only thing that you won't get is the chat. You'll have to you'll have to put in microphone mode, and you'll lose a lot of the great sound in order to go for microphone. So that's another option out there. You could buy a dongle for like $50, $40, $30, I think $30 to $50 from Amazon, a Bluetooth 8 aptics gaming thing, and you could use any kind of Bluetooth headset buds with your PlayStation. And if you want to do chat, you can hit the button and convert it to microphone. However, you're going to lose a lot of the good sound. It's going to get a little nasally in order to make the microphone work.
Made the list.
That's a caveat there. So that's my things. I am going to return the Explorers, and I'm going to pre-order the other ones, which I think I pre-ordered those already, the headset. And I want to try to get them.
Made the list.
But yeah, let me get to all this stuff, man. Ron M is rocking the town here. He's welcome back. Thank you so much. Robert Lawrence, welcome, VIP Grinder. Welcome. Robert Lawrence with 5 gifted gaming grinders. He gave it to Zero Steel, Truth Serum, Hero Down Under, Woods, Gamer of Light. Congratulations. RPG88, thank you so much, man, for the gifted gaming grindhouse. Gave it to a VIP to Vedger. I think we are right where we need to be I think we're close to where we need for a new emoji. I gotta get that for the new show, for a new emoji. And then Ron M with 10, thank you so much, man, for the gifted VIPs. Lord Hog, who gave it? Mary Wilcox got it. G.U. Tian, welcome. Outside Gaming Night, welcome. Leech, 8K Do Sensible, and John Dexter.
Just made the list.
Welcome, and we got more coming in. Holy crap. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it on all that. Now, Ghostface's official grinder. Get into those emojis. We're going to get another emoji coming in there. Get that Cerny out there. You just made the list. But a little gymnast with those. I was a little disappointed. I was excited. They do look cool in your ear, but getting them in there is a little bit of a problem. But does anybody have any questions on those before we move into the big news, the topics? Anybody in the Grindhouse? Anybody in the Frogs? Kyle, anybody have any questions on them? But did you pre-order them and didn't get them, or you weren't interested in the buds?
No, I didn't get them. I would get them just for the portal. We could talk about it later, but I've been having a blast with the portal. But no, that's why I was curious about that, Jez, about the purple ones. No,
you're right.
Like, that kind of stinks, man.
The mic is great though. Like I'm telling you, if you had those things and you're playing on the portal, man, that's a real ideal communication through that, I have to say.
I was gonna get them just because of the portal, but and I still might. It just depends on whether my wife is going to. I've been using my Beats earphones, plug them in to the back of the portal, and they work perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I get the bass I need.
The Beats sound good with the headphones. Yeah, with that stuff plugged in.
I mean, they work perfectly fine. I do think I'll be one of those people to say I do think it was weird for the Bluetooth, but I see what Sony's doing. They want their own proprietary stuff, and they don't always get it right. I think when companies do proprietary stuff, they do for their own benefit, not for everybody else's. So I get what they're doing. While I may look at it and think it's awkward and weird, I get why they're doing it. I don't necessarily think I agree with it all the way, but I get it. I do get it.
The one thing, though, I have to say is, like, I hope this is not a path that they're going down, like, with their future consoles, and we'll talk about any of the leaks. I just hope they're not going down the route that Xbox kind of had to do with its proprietary chat and wirelessness, because what that did was it isolated all the headsets and stuff for USB microphones and USB headsets for PC. Like, believe it or not, there are more. Every PC headset that's for that has a USB dongle is compatible with a PlayStation, but not an Xbox, because Xbox, you could use it for audio, but you can't use it for chat. It's proprietary. So I'm hoping that Sony doesn't kind of put this Bluetooth special technology in their new consoles and start now having to license that out to other kind of, how Xbox has like officially Xbox licensed headsets. They need to do that because their chat is not accessible through just a traditional USB dongle without being certified by Xbox. So I'm hoping PlayStation's not taking this technology. They just keep it just for their kind of first party things and not kind of affect like, hey, Corsair headset, Octus now comes out with the Octus 7, the 7PP, and that one has the PlayStation Bluetooth kind of proprietary thing in there. So I'm just hoping that that's not the path that they're going down, where now you got to get specific headsets in order to work with the new hardware and that stuff. So, because the latency that I've experienced with just regular 2.4, bands from PC headsets and stuff work great. And PlayStation was a very open thing to use all different types of headsets. So, we will see. Again, I really didn't see any much different than plugging in a USB dongle into my PlayStation and using any other earbuds or headsets from it. So that's where, they say it's better and low latency, but I didn't notice anything better of it. And I thought, if you're going to get that, give me a stronger, boomier sound with these headphones, these earbuds, considering that I got this incredible low latency new PlayStation dongle type thing. And I didn't feel it. I felt like it was it wasn't really hitting me there. The other thing too, another thing that I noticed is that what they want to do, and I tell you, this thing is it's really borderline kind of Portal-esque and Apple-esque in the sense that they have a specific button on there where you could actually double tap it and it will connect to any other kind of Portal dongle type thing. So they kind of want it where you have your dongle on your PlayStation and then you tap them and then now they connect to your Portal. So they kind of have like this feature where there's dual connection and it could actually kind of do that. You could just press the button and it'll kind of go to another dongle like that. That's why they're selling those dongles separately, because if you have multiple PlayStations or multiple devices, they do work on PC with a dongle. You could just kind of double tap your earbud and you'll be plugged into whatever dongle they want. So that's kind of what they're doing. And then, Loghog says it. Planar drivers don't have as much bass as regular ones. I read that going into these things, and yes, that is true. The planar drivers do not. They have a much more area directional sound. That, like, if you don't want that boom, like you're shooting guns and you want to feel that kind of traditional gaming bass heavy kind of rumble when you're punching a Spider-Man and boom, boom, and you're hearing the explosions. If you don't like that kind of gaming, then these may be better for you. If you could get them to sit right, just use the right earbuds, earbud tips on them. That's what I'm gonna say. But and I'm interested to see how the HIs. But I prefer bass, exactly. As a gamer, the earbuds that I've used, the Sony WM5, the Sony 5s, the new ones, they're incredible. Also, the Sennheiser Momentum 3s are incredible earbuds. They're even boomier than the Sonys. So on that note there. So that's the headsets. But yeah, I do a whole headset talk because I'm an audio junkie. I'm not no audiophile. I just love to feel my music and feel my games. Pause on that one. But yeah, so and it's nice that they have all these different options. We'll see. But this one is a little, if you're using the Portal, I recommend go Frog's way. Either just plug in some headsets and go there for now, because I'm thinking these other ones that are coming out, the Pulse Elites, those are gonna be, I feel those are the best of both worlds, because the Pulse for $100 were the best headsets for $100. Those things sounded great. They just weren't super comfortable. Hopefully these are more comfortable, and they got the boom microphone. I think the new ones are coming out in February. I think those are going to be ideal, especially for $150. So we'll see. I want to see. Now, the planar drivers don't have the thump, so maybe they're not going to they're going to lack the bass too. But I'll be testing those out as well. But those are my opinion on the Pulse Explorers. I'm not exploring anymore with them per se. I'm done with those on that one. But I don't have it on here. Let me add it to the friggin' list. But okay, so let me get you guys' impressions. Kyle, you can go first. What was your impressions of the GTA 6 trailer? Let me go put it up here because that happened on Tuesday, right? Yeah, I was away. And GT6. But what was your impression?
Everything happens when you're away, Jez.
I know, seriously. Man. I went
it's
away
only
the worst
because
week.
We were on Grind Station.
The worst.
I know. It's I think if you've been following like the leaks and stuff, not just like the past month, but like the past year or two, there was something last year where it got leaked out. But so we knew who the female protagonist was going to be. Yeah. Looks like there's a male protagonist too, but it looks awesome. But guys, this is exactly what happens when you have unlimited time and an unlimited budget to make a game. So it kind of stinks it got leaked like the day before or something, and Rockstar just kind of rolled with it. But I don't know, probably a different conversation for a different day, but it's one of those things where it's like, if your trailer's ready, you put it on YouTube in the back end, you know it's going to leak in 2023. It just is. So Monday, I think a lot of these publishers and devs, Naughty Dog's another one with Last of Us Part 2 Remastered that leaked, like, just announce it. If you're ready, just announce it. But yeah, as far as the trailer goes, it looks awesome.
Yeah, it does. Frog, what did you think when you saw it?
Wait, can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hear you now.
So, I was blown away. In a matter of speaking, you know, I'm in Florida, so there were a lot of things I saw
City, baby.
that just said, "Whoa, that's Florida." You know, I agree with the sentiment. It was sad that it was, you know, it got ruined. But I agree. If you have your trailer ready in this day and age, put it out, throw it out there. Don't wait, because if you don't, somebody else is going to capitalize on it. I don't know. I guess my thing is, and my first part is, impressed. Yes. I guess my whole thought process after I watched everything, and I watched the trailer probably like 10, 12 times. Mm-hmm. My first thought in my head was, whoever decides to come out near this game when it comes out, if it comes out when it says it's going to come out that year, which I think it's going to be the end. I think it's going to be end of the year. Yeah, I think it'll be end of the year. But whatever game comes out next to this game, they're doomed. Number one, I think it's game of the year when it does come out. Oh, yeah. That's the first thing. I also think whoever has marketing rights dominates and capitalizes on this. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. We don't know who has marketing rights, but I think whoever has marketing rights, if it's PlayStation, it helps them. If it's Xbox, it helps them. Whoever has the marketing rights, it helps them. Another thing I'll say is,
which everybody's thinking is PlayStation, right?
Yeah, I in my heart of hearts, I do think it's PlayStation that has the marketing rights, and I think that kind of, I'm not gonna lie, if Sony has the marketing rights, that's really gonna hurt Xbox. You know, not no fanboys. We got to just be real. This is probably one of the biggest games to come out within the last, what I would say, 5,
this
maybe
is
more years.
Yeah, this is. It's been forever. It's been honestly, what, a decade? Yeah. Is the other one over a decade?
It's been what, almost 11 years.
11 years, yeah.
So I honestly think at this point, it's gonna come out and it's gonna do numbers. We already know it's gonna be game of the year. People are like, it's not. It's gonna be game of the year.
Oh, come on, yeah, it's gonna take
I don't think there's anything else that can come out.
It's the biggest thing ever.
And anybody can look at and say, hey, this could possibly be coming up against Grand Theft Auto. No, when this comes out, if they say, hey, November 2025, every game needs to get away from this game that year. So if Wolverine doesn't get announced next year coming out, Wolverine better not come out in 2025, because nothing can compete with this game. I can't think of a game that can actually compete with Grand Theft Auto.
No way.
I can't think of
and I want to let me ask you guys a question. Do you think, and I'll ask the chat too, do you think this is going to come out like how GTA 5 did, where you'll have the campaign for a month and then GTA Online will be its own thing, or you think it's all going to come out together? You'd say yes.
It's going to come out single player. Campaign multiplayer is going to be a whole thing. That's going to be
the multiplayer.
That's going to be an even bigger component that we're not even talking about. Warzone and Fortnite and all that. Be prepared. It's going to be on that level of Fortnite. Be prepared for the beast.
This could take on Fortnite easily.
My honest opinion,
especially if they let any carryover from the other one.
My honest opinion about this is, developers sit back and watch other developers and what they capitalize on. Everybody's been trying to hit that Fortnite formula. Call of Duty's tried to do it, and they've had some success. Apex has tried to do it. They've had some. If anybody can do it, Rockstar can do it with GTA. And that city, just the way GTA is built, I could really see them really capitalizing on a system. And the reason I say this is because you got to look how long GTA 5 lasted. Look how people are still online. They're going to capitalize on that online. So they're not going to release that thing until it's really in its prime and it's ready to go. And when you see it, I think we're going to be like, whoa. Fortnite. This is on the level. I think it's going to be on the level of Fortnite.
I wouldn't be surprised to hear this. There's a Grindhouse kind of a prediction here. I wouldn't be surprised if they take GTA Online and use that, and then make GTA Online with the Miami Vice City expansion to it, and then basically have you go between both of those worlds, like get to the airport on GTA Online, and it takes you to a whole new world, and they merge.
So what you're basically saying,
Vice
kind of
City,
like Fortnite, they can change
San Andreas and Vice City all online.
Yeah, so like you're saying, like with Fortnite, every season they change the map up. You go back to San Andreas.
Make it seamless. Like they'll just say, okay, well, we're just gonna add Vice City now to San Andreas. So now as GTA Online, you are going to go between both of those things. Like we're gonna have events going between both of those areas, and just have
this is gonna be crazy. I also think. Oh, here's another thing. This is a Grindhouse Frogs.
Oh, here we go, Frogsadamus.
I honestly think, and I said it on on X, what they call Twitter, used to formerly known as Twitter. The PlayStation, because we haven't talked about the PlayStation Pro.
Yeah, I haven't.
Xbox's new digital. If the PlayStation Pro, it seems to be real, it launches at the end of next year or gets announced. I think Sony, if they're marketing, they capitalize on this. And they could possibly bundle this in for $5.99, or because that's the other thing, we don't know how much this game is. I think this game is easily not going to. I think it's going to be. They're going to have that $69 price point. I don't think anybody buys that one. I think everybody's buying a $100 version of this game.
Yeah,
everybody's buying $100.
Man, Joe says this game will be $150, dude. Yeah, this game is going to be
$100. I think it's $100 easy for everything.
Yeah,
$100 easy plus, and that's why.
That's why they could. And I think you know what else? Just like this $150 people saying, I bet you the GTA 6 the campaign is going to be $70, and then GTA Online is going to be another $70, and that's going to add Vice City to GTA Online, and now that's how they get $150, $140, something like that of the game. Both of them are going to be separate.
Yeah, they're going to capitalize.
Oh yeah, I don't think they're going to make GTA Online for free. They're going to make it an expansion. They're going to use this possibly as an expansion too. But it's going to be the biggest thing ever.
Remember, Grind's Law told us this.
Oh
right?
Damn, Grind's Law.
Strauss Zelnick, CEO of Take-Two, he's kind of buddy with Jim and the guys over at Sony. So I do think, we don't know obviously for the marketing rights for this, but he didn't have a lot of good things to say about Game Pass either. So it would not surprise me one bit if they kind of got in bed with Sony, not just for the PS5 Pro, but for any of those marketing rights and stuff like that. Plus, I know there's some
Agree.
early Xbox 360 stuff, but since then, GTA has been synonymous with PlayStation. So I definitely agree with that.
And if you remember, when they had that Sony showcase to launch the PS5, the first thing they showed wasn't a PS5 game. It was GTA 4 and the cross promotion of every month you play GTA 4 online, you get $1 million for a year. Or every month that you play, you get that. And that was to migrate people to make sure that you're playing. Yeah, because it was the weirdest thing. It was like, wait, here's the PS5 showcase, and the first thing they showed was GTA 4. And then Jim Ryan says, we have a wonderful partnership with Rockstar and GTA, and we're like, launching the PS5 show with a PS4 game?
I can tell you this right now,
and it was all for that money thing.
If they get marketing, it's. I don't think there's much that Microsoft could do with Xbox at that point. I just think they have to move in a way that's like, okay, they got the marketing, we know where it's going to sell. And here's the other caveat. This is why I think they get not only do I think they get the marketing, but I think no matter what, even if Microsoft does get marketing, I still think it hurts the reputation because of the Series S. I think that there's no reason to put marketing on this console that you got to develop 2 SKUs for, and you're gonna make it look like crazy on that Series S.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised they had a friggin' PlayStation bundle.
I'm gonna really be surprised.
PlayStation bundle.
What the S can do. What the S can do with this system. Yeah, that's what I think, Jez. I think they're gonna have a bundle. I think they have a bundle. I think it makes.
I know we're not talking about the Pro right now, but Frog, if they bundle this thing, think about it. If they take this thing, first off, it's at 2025. If this Pro is rumored to come out the end of next year, this thing's gonna come out like one of the big showcases for the Pro, right? in 2025 if it comes out spring. I think it's coming out early 2025. Not that they wouldn't be showing it now if this is coming out end of 2025. I think this is coming out springtime, like GTA 4 came out around April, March, around there. I think this one's going to come out around that time, and they're going to bundle this son of a bitch with the Pro. And think about how do you get everybody to upgrade their PlayStations? I bundle GTA with it, and everybody goes buy the GTA friggin' Pro with the console. Like, you bundle this game with it. I don't know, man, but I really think Sony's not gonna let, if they're grabbing all the Final Fantasies, they're not gonna let GTA go, and they're definitely gonna side with this. And I would say that the main giveaway was the fact that they launched the PS5 with that GTA 4 announcement, talking about the partnership with Rockstar, and had the exclusive 1 month, $1 million each month. If you're a PlayStation Plus member, every month you just logged in, you got $1 million of shock cards or whatever like that, shock bucks, every month that you logged into GTA Online. And that was to ensure that they had that whole group just move over to PS5. So,
Jez, piggybacking off of Frogs too, I think you might have missed this when you were on Grindscation, but
Bootleg,
our Bootleg over there, he wrote an editorial over at Windows Phone Central, and he said that with the Series S, this is why I'm piggybacking off of Frog, actually it's a good marketing opportunity for the Series S, because Series S would be the cheapest entry into GTA 6. And it was just a complete eye roll. Like, but that was his whole thing. So what Frogs was just saying, like, that was his entire point. Was like,
entry.
Yes,
please.
Like, go get the Series S. It's the cheapest entry. You can get into GTA 6 in 2025.
I think that's the worst possible scenario, because you don't want to show GTA at looking weak at its weakest point. You want to show that thing with all the strength. You don't want to show that thing on the weakest possible console. You want to show it on the X and the PS5, no matter what. And that's why I think it's a bait and switch for people who bought that Series S thinking that they're going to get games that look like the X. They're not. You're going to get.
They're not even getting features that are on. Some of them don't even have it on the X at all. Right. Like, performance modes are not even showing up on the S.
At what point?
We're talking 2025.
Right. At what point do we stop talking about how great the S is and Game Pass is? We got to stop with the bullcrap narrative of these corporate freaking people like Phil Spencer and these guys. They're gonna sell you on whatever they can. They know that
low entry bullshit. That's for people that don't care. Like, nobody. That's for people who don't even know the trailer dropped. Let me get Zero Steel. Right. Remember, 7 months. He goes, PS5 will be at the 80-ish million when GTA 6 drops, and OFC with the bundles. It will get even more systems to be sold. So no surprise that Rockstar will mock with the PlayStation. And that's a great point. The fact that if this install base is growing at 120% over and these consoles are moving, it is by that year, end of next year.
There's no reason to market that thing on an S.
No. And that whole lowest entry.
And
did it work for them? We're 3 years in.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The only way you market it, and here's a crazy thought. The only way you market going to the photo on Xbox is if it's in Game Pass. Outside of that, it's not going to be marketed on Xbox because they're not pushing any game sales. They're pushing Game Pass.
But has that strategy worked? The lowest entry into next gen? It's not. The thing is because it's technically an oxymoron. It's like, if you cared to move into the next generation, that's because the current generation is not satisfying you. You want something better. So why would you go better but the worst of better? Like, it makes no sense. Like, the reason why you're upgrading to next generation is to experience next generation games. So why would you do the one that does it worse? And nonetheless, it's not that cheap, because the 1 gigabyte, the 1 terabyte one is $350. And you can get a PlayStation. You can get a PlayStation 4 for a PlayStation 5 core for $400.
They're planning to phase the other one out, and they're not telling people. They're planning to phase the white Series S out. It's just going to be the black one.
Yeah, it's on $350. That thing's $350. That's not cheap.
Realized that, and Microsoft realized they had a problem once they released the S with that storage. They said this is a problem. So they're gonna phase it, just like Sony's gonna phase their.
They're phasing the $400 one out, and now they're at the $450 one. Yeah,
there you go.
Doesn't that take you off, Frogs? Jez, I just sent you the link if you want to see it too.
Sure.
Yeah, it pisses me off because gamers are smarter than this. The only reason gamers are buying this S is because they're going to these places and their moms and dads and grandparents are super casual and they're just buying the next. They think what the next gen is, and then they're like, wait, why aren't we getting games like Spider-Man? Why aren't we getting games like God of War? Why? Because even if you did have those games, you know how bad they would look.
I couldn't believe that.
And look at this pop-up. Yeah. Kyle, you sent me this. He sent me this. Look at the pop-up that comes up here. All the latest news, reviews, and guides for Windows and Xbox diehards. This is the pop-up that I get when I come to Windows Phone Central. God. This is the marketing of it. The Xbox diehards. I would not go to Windows Central for Xbox.
Windows Clown Central.
Yeah, this like, come on, like, get the hell out of here with this garbage. You write some puff piece like this. Oh, I got some stuff to talk about here.
Oh, there's some.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see what this article's about.
I know where you're going with this.
Here we go. Microsoft has a huge and unexpected Xbox opportunity with GTA. You know, yes, and let me tell you something. Bootlegs.
You said puff piece.
How many times have we heard? Microsoft has a huge opportunity. Dude, they can't even solidify opportunities when they have them in front of them. For 2 friggin' years, Sony could not keep stock in of the PlayStation. The Xbox Series X was nowhere to be found. The only thing on store shelves was this glory hole of a console sitting there waiting to be sold at $300, and they still couldn't move the goddamn thing. They still couldn't even move Game Pass subscriptions when the physical stores weren't even open to buy games. But the opportunities, the world froze for Microsoft's strategy with the lockdowns and everything like that. The world was in their hands. Sony could not sell. The X's were nowhere to be found, and Booster was on store shelves. And guess what? Booster went nowhere. And then it became the most popular box and still doesn't get half the friggin' features of the X or the PlayStation 5. It gets modes just left out of it. It's gimped from the beginning. So guess what? For the people that give a shit about GTA 6, they don't give a shit about playing it at its worst. Okay? If that's the case, they could probably play it on their friggin' Chromebook over the cloud if they don't give a shit about graphics and stuff like that. So please, this whole Xbox has an opportunity with Booster. That ship has sailed. Nobody wants Booster. That is it. Nobody wants the goddamn booster box because you buy nice or you buy twice. You buy right next gen and you get a PS5 or an X, or you buy this thing and realize halfway through your pants are at your ankles, you got slapped on the ass, and you got to go trade it in and get a real goddamn console. Nobody wants this shit unless you're strapping it to a goddamn RV and playing on the road and using that goddamn strap-on screen that Phil can't get enough of, and he's showing this friggin' strap-on screen with a goddamn glory hole box. Get the hell out of here with this shit. And this says like, oh, the lowest price of entry to play. Really? We're talking about price at $350. Oh, it's so accessible. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so accessible. Well,
Jez, I was so mad reading that, man. Like, I can't talk about GTA 6 without having to talk about Booster. And of course, they'll sell it with a FIFA 22 Xbox One strapped onto it.
Yeah, exactly. They're selling so well that they strapped on a goddamn FIFA last year box, a physical game on a discless goddamn console. That's how it's selling so much. They strapped on goddamn last year's FIFA with a friggin' physical edition on a box that has no friggin' disk drive. The hell out of here. Oh, yeah, they're going to upgrade. Yeah, because people, you know, this goes on such a friggin' rant. What, like, this is the thing. I didn't want to grind gears this early, but I'm grinding the gears.
Jez, wait.
I'm heating up here.
Hold on. Before you grind your gear, I do think, and here's one thing I will say. I do think the future, and we obviously know this, streaming will be a thing, but it's not going to be a thing for. I do think the future is more digital because when you look at what Nintendo's doing, what Sony's been doing, and Microsoft's the rumored new Series S, the round system is supposed to be digital. I do think we'll go more all digital, but I think that still you're going to have that option to have a disc-based console. I think that Microsoft right now is going to be the first, and I'm just going to say it, to be all digital because Game Pass, you have no ownership. So I think Microsoft will be the first to be an all-digital console and to say, hey, this is the only way you get games. We no longer sell them in the store. And I think that the problem with that is when you see PlayStation gamers and Nintendo gamers still buying at brick and mortar. Yes, we know that the digital sales are bigger, but you take that option because Microsoft has constantly said, "Oh, we're giving people options. Look, you can play your Xbox 360 games," and then they stop making them backward compatible. Look, you can play these games, and they stop doing. They always take stuff away from the consumer when they say they're going to support it, and I'm just like, you guys, they just keep making mistakes. They keep stabbing their foot. They're stabbing their foot, and they keep stabbing their foot.
Xbox had an opportunity to move consoles was strapping on goddamn Starfield to the Xboxes. Oh. They didn't do it. Instead, they gave you a broken ass watch with their special edition. Like, this is the thing, and this came actually right from when we talk about the Game Awards. But before,
they had an opportunity to make Starfield bigger than it was, but they said, you know what, screw.
But what are we?
This is fact.
Like, why?
They could have put it everywhere.
This is the thing that drives people.
They said you were just going to put it in one place, and we don't care what our stream or sales numbers is because we don't care.
Frog, this is the thing. Like, what hat are we wearing today? One day it's everybody console sales. Every time we see MPDs, it's console sales don't matter. Phil Spencer wants his things everywhere. He's spreading his seed all over the place. Pause. He wants all this shit. He wants everybody. When we all game, we all win. Console sales are so small-minded. It's not about console sales. It's about putting your games everywhere and having more players and more engagement. And when we're wearing that hat, then whenever there's an opportunity, it's like, oh, they could move a lot of the Series S's and consoles. It's like, in one breath, they don't give a shit about consoles, and they have said they don't care about it. That's not why they report sales. Sales don't matter. Console sales don't matter. Then in the next breath, it's like, this will be a great opportunity to sell consoles. Don't you get it? They don't give a shit about the console. That's been grinding my gears since 2017. They don't care about selling consoles because they have opportunities to sell these consoles, and they don't do it, okay? So every single time, it's like, sales don't matter. It's engagement. Guess what? They don't care about the moving booster in 2025, okay? They don't care about that. So this article is a puff piece. It's moot point, and you could talk about all you want about low price of entry. Microsoft has the lowest price console since 2020, and they still cannot win a goddamn NPD over an old-ass Switch and a PlayStation 5 that couldn't even keep their shit in stock. So tell me how a low-price console that was the only thing on shelves did not make Xbox move consoles in the last 3 goddamn years, but it's going to help them move consoles in 2025? Please. Just don't hold your breath for that one.
Jez. Hey, I told you I'd fill you in, man. Grind those gears.
Jesus. Like I'm just like, not like, what is it? This is the most frustrating thing because I saw this with the Game Awards news when I left and when I came back. When we left, it was, oh, they're not going third party. They're not putting their games everywhere. They're not doing that stuff. They're not doing this stuff. They're going to put this stuff in the service and all this other stuff in the service. And sales don't matter. It's about how many people play your game. It's about more people to experience your game. Blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden, a game gets announced and it's like, it's exclusive. It better be exclusive. It has to be exclusive. Only on Xbox. Go buy an Xbox. And it's like, what is it? What side of the bed are you on? Do they give a shit about the console and want to sell it? Or do they not give a shit and put it everywhere? Like, the thing is like, you can't be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Like, you want it on the console, you want to move consoles, then you make it exclusive. But then that doesn't, exclusives don't matter. Exclusives don't sell. It's all about everywhere, more engagement. That's important. Engagement and all this other stuff and putting it on everywhere so everybody could play, so we all could win. But as soon as you get a game that maybe, oh, it's exclusive, only we can have it, only we can have it, only we can have it. It's like, well, wait, what side are you on here? Because I could tell you right now, NPDs will come out and Black Friday sales, and all of a sudden, bootleg will be like, sales don't matter. Xbox had the highest engagement ever on Black Friday. It's like, oh, the sales, but meanwhile, the Series S is going to change, is going to give it an opportunity. The console is not an opportunity for Xbox. They don't care about it. They've had opportunities to sell this thing and to market this thing and to put Starfield with their console. You see what Sony did with Spider-Man? That's when you give a shit about the console. You strap that thing in the box, go buy a PlayStation, enjoy. That's when you want to move consoles. You see what Microsoft did with Starfield? they could give a shit about the console. They should have bundled that thing, smack sealed, strap on condom wrap, whatever the hell they sold, that friggin' wrap around, all packaged together, $600, Series X, Starfield bundle. Eat your heart out, everybody. Knowing the hype of Starfield, boom, that's what they should have done. No, they didn't. They kept Starfield separate, engagement bullshit, and didn't even try to move the console. So that tells me they don't give a shit about the console. They don't care. But you did the puff piece. Phil Spencer had to come out and do damage control because all he wants to do is keep you suckers in the community sucking on him. That's it. That's what you want. He has to keep you guys engaged with him so you keep paying and subscribing and doing all that stuff. He has this community that he says he's part of. His whole job is to keep you engaged with him. And you happen to play on the console. That's the thing. That's what he cares about, because that's the community that buys and will drive the messaging out there. That whole damage control article about not going third party, that was all coordinated. That was Phil. The Xbox community is in a little bit of disarray because Stewart was spewing his shit, saying that he told you the real plan about what Microsoft wants to do with gaming. But the community is saying you're going third party. The Xbox community is in a tussle. It's in a tussle. Phil, go out there. And he goes, oh boy, Phil Nessmouse, here I come. Oh boy, bootleg, give me an interview. Oh, we're not going anywhere. The Xbox console is important. Phil Nessmouse, oh boy. Send out the goddamn Mickey Mouse Club. Send them on out. The Xbox community is a little disarray. Get bootlegged, interviewed him, and then Phil Spencer comes out like, oh boy, here at the Xbox Kingdom, we are happy. We love the Xbox. There you go. Send out Phil Nessmouse, and he had to keep everybody. Oh no, we're not going third party. No, the damage control. We care about consoles. The console is the most important place. We care about them so much. Then announces Blade at the goddamn Game Awards with not an Xbox dot on site. And it proceeds to launch 30 frames per second games on the most console that's so important to him.
Jez, and it's not even Blade. How about OD?
That had Xbox walking out. That OD?
No. But the OD, if you looked at it, it literally said something along the lines of like, with help from Xbox Studios and their cloud architecture. There was
I'm
no
going to tell you what that
Pass,
game is.
like,
I know.
Flash.
I have a Grindhouse on that one. But it's just, what drives me crazy is that it's like, are you in or are you out? Like, are you in with the, you're still in the console business. You could say all you want. You're not competing with Sony. It is what it is. They're not competition, blah, blah, blah. And then say, oh no, but we love the community. Like, it's like he's stringing along this community for just because. And when it comes to, you could talk a big game, just like what Jack Trenton said. You could talk it, but you got to show it. And when it comes time to show how much the Xbox console means to him and to the Microsoft, they fail that opportunity. Starfield should have been bundled with an Xbox. Starfield should have 60 frames per second on a Series X. If you care about the engagement of your console, and that's so important, those features should have been expected on the Series X at least. They did.
Yeah, meanwhile, his CFO's name dropping Nintendo and PlayStation.
Exactly. His CFO said that stuff. So he had to come out and say, no, we're important. And the thing is how many times a year does Phil and even Stutter and Satya have to come out and talk about how they're still in gaming? We're behind gaming. Like, isn't it eerie how many times they have to come out and make that statement that we're all behind gaming? And we're all in gaming. Like, we're all behind gaming. Like, why do you have to keep saying that? Because where's the doubt coming from? Your actions should speak that you're in gaming, that you're behind the console business. Your actions should do that. Sony doesn't come out going, yeah, we really believe in PlayStation. We're still, Nintendo never comes out and says that stuff. You have to always come out and reassure the Xbox, quote, community, whatever the hell this thing is that you have, and convince them that Microsoft is still a believer in gaming. And you got to do that with Stutter and Satya saying that he's last place and we want to be competitive in gaming. Phil Spencer said it when he took it on the chin. We believe in gaming stronger than ever. He said it again during the Bootleg Jez article. Like, he consistently has to remind everybody that Microsoft is still a believer in the console and the business, like the game, the Xbox business. Well, if you have to keep telling everybody that, obviously there's a problem. That's with your messaging and with your actions, because your actions should speak your support. And when you go by ABK and the words coming out of your mouth, the reason why we did this was for King and mobile strategy. That don't sound like you're in the Xbox business, especially to the fans that love Xbox, this community. And the dopies themselves celebrate this. Like, oh no, this deal is really for ABK, it's for King Mobile and Candy Crush. It's like, fool, you don't play no goddamn Candy Crush. You're not an Xbox fan because stop just repeating what they're saying, because as an Xbox fan, you should give two fucks about Candy Crush and goddamn mobile strategies. All right, that should be the least, that should not be a celebratory action. Okay, so when you're buying ABK, it should have been, this is to make Call of Duty the home on goddamn Xbox. Suck my ass, Sony. Xbox is the home of Call of Duty, bitch. Come buy an Xbox, play Call of Duty. Sony, go find your own goddamn game. We bought Call of Duty. Suck my ass. That's what Phil should have said if he gave a shit about Xbox. Not, oh, it's about King and Mark and this and mobile strategy and all this other horse shit. That's not the Xbox business. All right, putting your games on King Mobile is not no goddamn Xbox business. So that's what I don't understand. It's like you
just made the list.
You are jerking around, doing everything but supporting the console, and then you always got to come back home to kind of have this touch. Oh, guys, no, seriously.
You just made the list.
It's like a husband cheating on his wife. Like, I see you in the neighbor's house with the other woman. And he comes back in the house and he's like, no, that wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Trust me, honey. I'm not going to do it again.
Made the list.
You're most important to me. This house is more important. And then the next day he's out there screwing the neighbors. Like, like that's basically what he's been doing. He messing around with everything else. But then when his house is disarray, he comes crawling back and going, no, guys, we love Xbox. We love Xbox. The community. I'm a part of the community. It's me, the gamer. Phil. Hug the baby. Kiss the babies. Rooftop parties. Dude, come on. I'm not cheating on you,
on
right?
the sofa. Wasn't me.
It wasn't me. I saw you next door with the neighbors. No, it wasn't me, honey. It wasn't me. I saw you in bed with King Mobile. No. It's about you, Xbox. Home. It's about you. It's about... Yo, Game Night 1, 2, 3 to 10. He goes, a former Rockstar animator said PlayStation is the lead platform for development because they prioritize what sells. Oh, but sales don't matter, right? Oh, yeah. Most of the time, especially in the past, PlayStation was the big seller. Of course, sales do matter. Thank you, Game Night, for the $10. Sales do matter because sales determine where you're going to put your product to sell. If there's a store that's on every goddamn street corner, and people are in that store every weekend, and then you have another store, Phil Ness shop, and they're on every corner, and you don't see anybody going in those stores on the weekends, and you have a product, where are you going to put your product? The product is going to go to the store that's on every corner, that everybody knows, everybody's going in there, or you're going to put it in the Phil Ness mom and pop shop that says, where we play everywhere, everybody has a good time. No, you're going to put your game where it's going to sell. And that's why that one is the most optimized one. Yeah, and I have that animator here on this one here with the bookmark. And he said, this is what he said right here.
Rockstar Games develops, when they release a port for GTA 5, why does it take 2 years afterwards to come out or however long, right? Now, one of the main reasons why a PC port will take so long to come out after a console release is because the developers want to make it as best as possible, and they have to work out all these little bugs that they haven't been kind of working on and putting to the side and they haven't seen yet, right? Because one of the main things I want to touch on is that the reason why a PC port comes later and not like the first thing that comes out is because they want to prioritize what sells. right? Most of the time, especially in the past, PlayStation was like the big seller, right? PlayStation was like the console to have. It sold more copies than any other console for the most part. Everybody's playing PlayStation. So what the developer would do is they would focus all their energy on making sure the PlayStation port and the PlayStation game worked really good, right? And then they would like kind of port it to the Xbox. Like usually they would do it at the same time. Okay, so like when I was working over on Grand Theft Auto 5, for instance, we were concentrating on the PS5 or PS3 and the Xbox at the time, right? But we were mainly pushing the PS3 to the limits because the PS3 was like kind of better hardware at the time to use memory and different things. And so we put all our...
Well, one thing I think is interesting, because if I remember correctly, we argued about, do they develop for the best platform or develop for the least common denominator? And as you're seeing this, it is a top-down approach. They and PC is the top of the top. And he says it later in here, like they make the game on PC and then put it down to the console. And I remember when we interviewed the devs for the State of K2, like they were saying, like PC has the higher assets, but then we have to tailor those assets down for console. But which console you choose is the one where is going to sell the most, and that's the one you make sure it's optimized. So if this is true, if he's true in what he's saying, and this is what has happened, this kind of explains a lot of times of why the Xbox versions seem to have these weird lack of optimization, weird glitches, things not fully realized, ray tracing not in there. Remember the mirror in the Callisto Protocol? The guy had no reflection in the Xbox version, like just weird things like that. Yeah, it's because they're and that's why the PlayStation, and also too, I feel like the PlayStation is much easier to develop for because Sony listened to the devs and Microsoft instead listened to their own strategy of cloud gaming. So they focus more, they made their hardware benefit them, where I think Sony did more with listening to the devs and trying to do what they wanted, which gives it a little bit easier development environment. And Microsoft just having a split strategy of two different consoles, I think already is a head scratcher for a lot of devs. People said it wasn't a problem, and it appears to be a problem because now you got to make two different versions. When you want to make the console version, the best version on the Series X, you got to realize that Booster's hanging out saying, what about me? And the problem is Microsoft pushed Booster so much, not as an alternative option, but as the main option, getting their little trolls or whatever telling everybody to buy Booster. Now you have a greater install base on the lowest common denominator. Now you're in some sort of conundrum. You don't take the full advantage of the X. And actually, the X should thank PlayStation for making sure that they stay relevant, because if you just look at Xbox's sales breakdown, it's favoring the S over the X, which puts the devs in a further dilemma on that one. But yeah, I agree. Like, you know, they need to scale down, and that's maybe why the ports on Xbox are not getting the love and things that they wanted. I remember back in the 360, this is no new news. I remember the fight for 10 million. Do you guys remember this? Like when Peter Moore said this and Robbie Bach and all
first to 10 million wins.
First to 10 million wins a generation. You want to know why? Is because once you have an install base of 10 million, now you have more of the market share that developers now will prioritize your console. Like I remember that was the biggest problem with the Xbox. The original Xbox had more power than the PS2, but developers, it didn't have the install base. And developers didn't take advantage of the Xbox power because the PS2 was the one that was sold the most and had the most market share. So the OG Xbox really never got the advantages. I remember when GTA 3 finally came over to it, and it looked better because they finally, but it came out after. It didn't come out day and date with PS2 because it didn't exist.
And Jazz, people forget, because people say the 360 era, people forget with the 360 era, there were a couple of things. First to 10 million,
and they
Sony's PlayStation, Sony's PlayStation and Xbox were almost neck and neck, going back and forth throughout their generation. Where Microsoft really messed up is they tried to start competing with Nintendo
Wii, and they went well casualized.
And Sony said, "We'll capitalize on this because we can compete with you, but we'll capitalize with our first party studios."
Yes, they did,
and they started getting better and better games
at the end of the generation.
And they caught up at the end of the generation
because Xbox had a whole year lead. Which gave them developer mindshare going. Anybody who was making a next generation quote game had to make it on a 360. It was out a whole year.
The 360, the 360 was the first time that games that were always associated with PlayStation were coming to Xbox. Tekken, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Tekken was associated with PlayStation, and Tekken came to Xbox for the first time. It was like, holy crap, Tekken's on Xbox. That was a big deal for them to get some of those big developers to say, hey, don't put your game here exclusively, put it here. Now, of course, the developers are like, we're going to make money and we're still going to put it on PlayStation, but we're going to put it on Xbox because you're here first. Dead or Alive. They had a lot of time.
Yeah, Dead or Alive. I remember that. Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a lot of time to capitalize on a lot of things. I think what happened is
Ninja Gaiden they had too.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden.
They had all. Team Ninja was in bed with them, man. Team Ninja all the games. Now Rise of the Ronin is Team Ninja. It's going on PlayStation.
And then the other thing people don't realize, and I don't think they think about, the industry was different. Technology was like, we didn't have social media like we had back with the 360. Because if we had the social media we had now, when the 360 came out, it would have never lived because of the red ring of death. It would have died.
Right.
People would have.
There would have been a lot more sharing of how bad that thing was.
Right. When you got 50 million of your freaking install base that had failure rates, did you really sell 84 million? Did you really sell that many? Mm-hmm. You know, half of your freaking consoles were broken.
Dude.
They were broken. And it's just, it's
right.
kind of one of those things like, when I look back at 360, even though I do love the 360 era and that generation of gaming, I look back and I say, damn, Microsoft really had that generation to themselves for a while.
Yeah, Frog. They had the opportunity, and what happened? They squandered it.
What
so bootleg with the opportunities, Microsoft had plenty of opportunities in gaming, and they squandered it away. They had the mind share with the 360.
They did exactly what I said they did. Sony just made a PS4 360.
Exactly.
The PS4 was basically PS4 was basically the 360 without the red ring. Everything that Microsoft offered, PlayStation
and the
offered the PS4. Yeah, and
the
it
gimmicks.
was like, okay,
they got rid of the gimmicks and just said the
game. Everybody who played 360 was like, wait, you guys are doing the same thing, and that's why it became a generation. It was like, Sony's charging online, Xbox Live is here. Sony,
they copied Xbox Live.
They copied everything.
They copied
that
Xbox
Microsoft
Live,
did.
and they just said, "Here's a no fuss 360." And at the time, Microsoft was focusing on more of the casual audience. Look, and know what's so funny, Frog, is that yet again, Microsoft took their eye off the prize. The core Xbox gamer was the main draw factor of the 360, and when you took your eye off of them and started doing Connectimals and not giving the games a connect and trying to convince them that the games were coming, you lost the prize. And Sony was dropping Last of Us, Uncharted the 2, and all this other stuff, and God of War 3, and Sony captured the people. That's what happened to me. Like in 2010, I started, but the problem was the online stuff, and that's why I didn't have party chat and stuff, and it felt kind of empty over there. But if they had that party system and they're online with the PlayStation 3, it would have really ended super stronger than it already did. But it didn't have that, so they had to wait for the PS4. And at the time, Microsoft was focused.
Didn't even have,
but
PlayStation didn't have an answer to achievements until later. When they finally came out with trophies.
Do you and the grinders? Listen, I want to thank Stonewall 1892 for 5 gifted Grinding House memberships. Thank you again for those. But listen here, we have 300 people in here, and you guys, I want you to hear this. Do we see the hubris of Microsoft over these generations? Every time they seem to misstep, it's because they're focusing on the people that don't care. They focus at the end of the 360 generation. They were focusing on Connectimals and Connect and moving the body and getting everybody to do exercises, and the moms and the grandmas of the Wii, and lost sight of the thing that made them. And remember, they gave us bootleg Gears Judgment, the worst Gears game they gave us, made by People Can Fly. Like it was, I'm like, whoa, what is this? This is not the Gears that I expect. And they took their eye off the prize. Now look at what happened with the Xbox One, where they supposedly lost. Everybody, this is true shit. They focus on TV watching and the casual aspect. The people that don't care about gaming, they're the ones that they're marketing the gaming devices to. And they're focused on the casual, this bigger audience. They always have been. Ever since the 360, they've been focusing on this. They think they got you, the community, but they focus on the people that really don't give a shit about Xbox. The Connectimals, the moms, the controller at the time was the barrier. That was the sales pitch for Connect. The controller was a barrier of entry. Now it's price. And the console is the barrier of entry now. That's how bad we've gotten now. We went from the controller was an entry barrier for gaming and use your body to now the console is a friggin' barrier of entry because it costs too much. That's where we are now. That's how bad it's gotten for Xbox. That the console now is the barrier for entry for gaming. Before it was just 2 generations ago it was a controller. Now it's the console itself. It's too much to a barrier of entry. Just buy a controller and stream it. And then TV, focusing on the larger market without your core audience. The core audience was abandoned. And now since 2017, what are they doing? Focusing on mobile gaming, focusing on cloud. Little Timmy streaming from a strap-on with his phone somewhere where he don't get internet. That's who they're focusing on. Meanwhile, their core audience is sitting in here going, when's the next Gears? Why did you mess up Halo Infinite? What happened to Crackdown 3? Why did you abandon that game? Look at all these games that you have announced. Where are they? Where's Fable? Where's Perfect Dark? Like, their core audience is sitting here hungry as hell using list wars right now. And they just want quality games that are desirable. That's all they want. Games. That's it. It's simple. But you're out here screwing the pooch, trying to go get little Timmy on a phone to think about Xbox. Or to go on some PC guy who really don't give a shit about Xbox. He just wants to take your games and make them care about your brand and all that other shit. They don't give a shit about you. They don't care about you. You got to focus on your core audience. This year, we went from Xbox console owners feel like secondhand shops because Phil wasn't focusing on them. They asked him that question. Phil, why is the Xbox fan feel like secondhand? They should be first class because they're the most important. They spend the most and buy the most. They should be your creme de la creme audience that helps send your message out to little Timmy to tell him to give a shit about Xbox. But you got to start home first. And they lost that. And they're abandoning that. But they're still sticking around thinking that they're going to have some hope. Dude, Phil and company, whether it's Phil Spencer or whether it's Satya, you know what? As much as I talk about Phil, it is actually Satya who ruined Xbox. I think Phil's the only one that's trying to finagle and finesse his way to keep his job. But I'm telling you right now, Satya, just like he said, I don't care about exclusives. He don't give a shit about this business. Satya is the one who screwed Xbox. He's the one that done. He wasn't going to get rid of it. He made Phil go close down Lionhead and do all that shit. Satya is the one to blame. Phil is just trying to keep afloat, keep his business, and trying to finesse his way, trying to keep the fans satisfied and let Satya know, yeah, we believe in your cloud. Like Phil is the double agent. He has to be. He's a living hypocrisy. All he does is say he's living Philness. But Satya is the one who don't see the vision of the console. That's why he said articles where I don't believe in friggin' exclusives and his business, but Sony does it, so I guess we do it. And Satya don't want to deal with this shit. He just wants his anywhere where he get his cloud somewhere in consumerism. But that's the one. Nutella doesn't care. He don't care. He's like he still calls it he still calls it Nintendo. But you don't lose your eyes off the core audience, and that's the thing. Nintendo knows that. That's how what you think Nintendo stays afloat because they give a shit about people who don't care about Nintendo? No, Nintendo lives off of living and breathing die-hard Nintendo fans. Just like Disney does. Disney die-hard, they focus on their core audience, and that core audience spreads the message. It's always worked. You get your fans, but you gotta feed the beast in order to get that message out there. Sony has to feed the diehard Spider-Man fans, the Last of Us fans, the God of War fans. You keep feeding them, they will spread your message, and you will get that casual audience to turn their head. But you got to deliver the goods. Microsoft hasn't delivered the goods. And because they haven't, they're just yelling in an echo chamber right now because the people who don't care about Xbox still don't care about Xbox because Microsoft hasn't made them care. And the people who love Xbox are just holding on to strings, hoping Xbox has that turnaround, that 180, that they're looking for?
It's coming, Jez. It's gonna happen.
Oh shit, Link, what's up, man? It's coming. That's all. I came back to vacation. You can hear I had a week of ranting. I came back and I saw people talking about exclusives again and sales. I'm like, whoa, what happened, everybody?
Right. You got
Link, what's up, man?
What's up? What's up?
What man?
What's up?
Wait,
who's that? Is
that's
that
Kyle.
Who's that?
That's Kyle the weather. I don't know, Kyle. Do you want to go by Kyle or you want to go by something else? What's your grindhouse name?
No, that's fine. Kyle, Weatherman Kyle, doesn't matter.
He's the weatherman, dude.
All right.
He's
I
broken.
don't know if I've ever been on here with him before.
No, this is the second time on the show, man.
Go, Link.
The weatherman's on here. And I've been going on rants too much, man. I gotta cool my tongue on here. But so you guys watch the Game Awards. Let's go down the list.
Yeah,
Link just came walking in on here. Then we'll go to Kyle, then we'll go to Frogs. What did you think of the Game Awards overall?
5.9 out of 10. Too many damn commercials.
5.9s.
Too many Game Pass commercials. Too many damn CGI trailers that don't tell me nothing. Kojima's OD game. People keep talking about they're hyped about it. They didn't show anything. All they did was show a bunch of actors rambling off some nonsense, and then they had a couple people on stage talking, but you didn't see the game. So I don't know what that game is. So I'm the kind of person. Developers standing on stage talking about a game and CGI trailers don't do anything for me. If I don't know what the gameplay is going to be and what the game is, then it doesn't impact me. You know, some people get excited about CGI and Kojima on stage. I love Kojima, his games, but just him standing on stage being translated doesn't do anything for me. There were some good games there. Black Myth, Wukong, that Viking cel-shaded looking game, that was pretty cool. The little Moon Studio isometric game, that looks okay. I might try that out.
Yeah, I saw them tweeting that
DLC,
Moon Studio.
You know, God of War DLC. So
come tomorrow.
Atlas game, the game that looks like Persona, but it's Metaphor or whatever it is. There were some games there that I'm interested in buying. Okay, but to me, there wasn't much wow factor or much surprise there. The Blade trailer, I could give a F about. I don't like Arcane's art style.
I know Frog, so that's his answer too.
I'm not super interested in no cartoon-looking Blade game. Now, it could be good, but the game just started development. It's at least 4 years away. So there's no reason to get hyped for that game right now because we don't really know anything about it. So I think they gave that game to the wrong developer. Microsoft's got other studios. I think they could have done a better job with that game. But, you know, overall, 5.9, I could round it up to a 6. It was average. It was really a waste of time, honestly. A lot of that stuff could have just been a blog post. Wow. So yeah, it was okay. Microsoft had a decent presence at the show. They showed Hellblade. I am looking forward to that game. The combat don't look like it was improved that much. It still looks kind of pretty basic hack and slash. So you know, yeah, man, it was a solid 5.9, man. I could have honestly missed that whole thing and just watched a couple of the trailers on YouTube. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Link. Kyle, what did you think? What was the forecast of this thing? What did you think about this?
I agree with Link. I'm probably a little bit more optimistic though. If I were to grade it out of 10, I don't know, 7, 8, good to great. Only because I enjoyed it for what it is. I will say it is way too long. People want, more awards. Yeah, and they were wrapping them up real quick and stuff like that. But look at the clock. It literally lasted over 3 hours as it was. Damn. I do think Jeff needs to figure out what he wants it to be. The ads aren't going away. He's got to make money. He's got to pay for the show, all that kind of stuff. So those aren't going away. But like, do you want it to be more awards? Do you want it to be more reveals? Personally, I still long for those old E3 days. I know the trade shows are like long gone, but I did appreciate a lot of the announcements and stuff too. But at the same time, I understand people who want to celebrate the developers and the publishers and stuff. So I don't know. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was too long. Some cool announcements in there. I agree with Link as well. Like, can they just show Hellblade gameplay for more than 1 second at a time? Like, I don't. Why are they hiding the combat?
It was so cut up. I mean, you couldn't really get an idea of what has been added to it. So
I'll show it right now.
Yeah,
actually, shout out to King Thresh. He came in right on time. He did a whole discussion about the Hellblade thing in video. So go watch that.
Yes. I've been telling people thinking this Hellblade is going to be somehow a major upgrade over the first game, and people are calling this their God of War and stuff, they're going to be disappointed because this game is going to be better, but they're not going to scale it up to a level of something like God of War. It's not happening.
Yeah. Yeah,
and Link, how about no release date either? Like the window, okay, cool, 2024. Can you believe that they keep showing it? Like they showed,
but at least they got captured on a Series X. Thank goodness they heard that thing. No, like PC kind of. At least they got that under the control.
You can't trust Microsoft when they give you a year because they are known to delay games. So
I can't believe they didn't have a date either. Like I thought not having a date. That means that it's not coming out the first quarter, which people are thinking like February, March. Not coming out.
They couldn't even give us couldn't get a quarter or a season.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Or a season. You're right. Yeah. Like summer. Or
that's like fall. That's like holiday next year. And
I think so. I think it comes out around October. That's what I'm thinking.
Let me
Halloween.
ask you guys a question from Xbox, and I'm talking first party, second party deals, whatever exclusive deals. When is the next Xbox exclusive game launching?
I don't know. I think the only two they got right now is Stalker 2, which I don't think has a date yet. Does that have a date? Stalker 2?
Link, it'll be Hellblade. Seriously.
No, they got Avowed and Hellblade slated for next year.
There's no way that's the next game.
Because this is the other thing, as we're going through the Hellblade thing, the other thing too is that Hellblade, this trailer, at the end, they didn't tell you anything new because they announced it coming next year in their showcase. In the summertime, they did the same thing. They just said 2024. They did the same thing. So there was no new update, like a season or a month that it was coming out in this trailer. There was nothing new about it, and that was 6 months ago. 6 months ago, they told you this game was coming out next year. So they just did a trailer now 6 months later with no update as a closer kind of area where it might launch in 2024 at all. No summer 2024, no spring, fall, nothing.
Jez, I don't know if I might have this wrong, but at least in my mind's eye, I really think Avowed is after Hellblade. I think Avowed before.
I think Avowed comes out. Okay. I think Avowed is going to come out around like where Starfield came out, and this is going to come out near October. That's what I think. I think Starfield. I think that's going to come out in that realm of it. But I agree. Like when I'm really hyped up for Hellblade 2. But again, this is the other thing. Hellblade. Like I said this before. Hellblade does not. This is the issue I have with Hellblade. Right. Hellblade 1. What? See 2024 again. Like it's 2024. This is what they said in June of last year. But Hellblade 1's charm was the fact that it was a AAA looking game with atmosphere and graphics for a price of an indie game of $30. That was the lore of this. They made a big budget looking game with incredible sound, incredible visuals for the price of an indie game. At the time,
not to mention,
no, I'm saying at the time, indie games were like all 8 bits, and everybody was doing all these retro things, and it's like, no, this is really an indie game, but it looks like this. That was the lore of Hellblade when it first came out, and that was the goal of Ninja Theory, was to make a high quality game with an indie kind of budget in mind. So how does that work now when you got $1 trillion company behind you, over 6 to 7 years more so of development time? And is this game going to come out at $70 and play looking like similar to the first one? Because with that kind of budget and time, you think this game will be like open world, a traversal, all different, the flying on a dragon, like some new thing.
No, Jez, it'll be less than 10 hours and one word: scoping.
Yeah, that's what Booty said. Booty said Hellblade 2. Scoop. I'm talking about Hellblade. Yeah, you got the Hellblade conversation going. That was the whole point. Like, how is this one going to do it? Is this going to come out at $30, $40?
Let me ask you a question, Jen. Why has this game been in development so long?
I don't know.
What is going on?
I don't know, but like it looks great. I'm not gonna say it doesn't look good, but the one problem that I had with it is that this is the thing that people were trying to like. I feel that this trailer, like Link said, really didn't show what is new with the game. If you see like a sequel to something, like you look at Spider-Man, you look at Horizon Forbidden West, you look at God of War, they make a point in their reveal trailer, to show we doing things different this time. We're going to be flying. We have this new equipment. Kratos has this new jumping and these new multi-level areas of fighting. I remember that was standing out from the God of War combat, Ragnarok combat. Like, he has multi-levels of fighting now. You can jump down from a platform, jump up. Like, there's a lot more freedom. It's not as straightforward. Spider-Man, look at the swapping between like Miles Morales, and there was gameplay elements that were demonstrated to show why this is bigger and better than the first one. I looked at this and I don't see that. Like, this is the one part, like the combat, which was the biggest point of contention with the first game. They're showing the same exact thing in this. It's still one-on-one battle with the side camera and just with no background. Like, it just kind of, it doesn't really show that they, like, why is she not fighting hordes of enemies, like 4 and 5 at a time or something like that? Go, hey, look, now she don't just fight just one person at a time. Now she's fighting 4 and 5 ones with a free camera that's a 360 camera. It's not locked behind her back, or some element there to kind of show what helped Wyatt too.
You watch that trailer again. I'm telling you right now, I got crap for this on Twitter, but guess what? I'm telling you right now, 30 frames per second. Seriously, It is, because they're going to go for that cinematic feel. I'm telling you right now, it's 30 frames.
Yeah, look how she's walking. It's definitely going to be at 30 frames. Yeah. And they have no problem with that because they just proceeded this year.
This game, it'll.
I think it'll have a performance mode on the X.
Yeah, it'll have a performance. The trailers are going to always show you the 30 FPS mode, but it'll have a 60 FPS mode.
Oh, Jesus! Holy.
Okay. Well,
Whoa! Yo, Ghost in the Garage game with the 50. He goes, "Merry Christmas, Jez and chat." Yo, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Holy crap, Jesus! Merry Christmas to you. God bless us, everyone. Oh my God, thank you so much, man. I'm gonna give you a Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer!
Ghost in the Garage. Yo, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
So I was gonna say
happy holidays, man.
I know I didn't get a chance to
get Frog. Yeah, I know we got into this Hellblade conversation, but
I know.
No, how'd you feel about the Game Awards?
I think the Game Awards was probably listen to everybody, and as I had time to kind of sleep on it, I think it was about a 7 for me. As far as this, I think that
you're my number one customer.
The music, like when it was just too fast. Like they kept, like, people were talking, and I get they want people to upset, but that music kept coming on real quick. That was kind of weird. The other thing I think that was really awkwardly weird is a lot of games when they were announced, they would say Xbox and PlayStation and Switch, or Xbox and PlayStation. And there were some that weren't. They wouldn't say it. They would just say in conjunction, like, I don't understand, like, that OD game. I don't know. I'm like, is this an exclusive to Xbox or is it multi-plat? I don't confuse. Same with Blade. I didn't know if it was exclusive or it was a multi-plat. There's a couple of games, like for instance, the game that Sony has, they have the marketing rights to, the sci-fi game with Matthew McConaughey. It's marketed to them.
Which one was that? I got the trailers here.
What's the game called?
I think they got the marketing to this game. Monster Hunter. Anybody hyped up for that?
Nah.
No, and that's a 2025 game too.
No, as soon as I saw that game, I was like, this game looks like shit.
Really? The Monster Hunter?
I just think that Capcom, like, I don't know why people get hyped for Monster Hunter. I think that game is ass.
Frogs, you're talking about the very first game when Matthew McConaughey came out.
Let's go. Frog said this is ass. We're going to go Matthew McConaughey.
The very first Monster Hunter. Yeah, that's
is Matthew McConaughey in it?
He's the voice.
What is it? Casting Frank Stone? It's a
sci-fi character he's playing as.
What game
Sony
is it?
has the marketing rights. I can't think of the name of it though.
Pony Island?
No, it's a sci-fi game. It's a sci-fi game. It's just one word. It's like not chorus, but it's like what is it called? It's something. It's
I didn't realize that Brothers is getting it.
It's from ex-BioWare developers.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to go through the 4 hours of...
Yeah, ex-BioWare developers, they're making this game. Sony has the marketing rights, but even at the end of the trailer, and it says PlayStation, at the bottom, you look, it says Xbox, it says PlayStation. We know it's a multi-plat. We know
Anybody
Sony
know
has
the
the
name?
marketing
Oh,
rights.
Exodus. Okay, Exodus. That's what it
Exodus.
said.
There you go. And
Hold
so
on,
my
let
whole
me
thing
see.
is like, there was some confusion with a couple of games. I was like, wait, like I was like, is this multi-plat or is this coming? And after the Game Awards,
I don't
you
have it
can
over
go
here.
look on YouTube and you can see whether it's coming. But some games they're not like for instance, I don't know what I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm hyped about Blade because I like Marvel characters, but I'm just like on the same token, I'm like Link is. I think Arcane has the worst art design. I think their art style is horrible. I think that cell shaded kind of claymation looking, I think that's ass. So if they're gonna do that, hopefully the game is really good because I'm excited because I like Marvel freaking characters. But I do think once again they announced that way too early. It's way too early to announce that. I think
So I'm
that
showing the
that's
Blade trailer
another,
now.
I think that's another problem. So that's another problem. I think Microsoft now. Here's
Well, just
I'm
like the
about to shit
Indiana
on
Jones,
Sony.
right? Indiana Jones, the same thing.
Yes, I'm about to shit on Sony.
All right, wait. Okay, so you
happened-
don't want to talk about Blade. We'll talk about Blade after.
No.
Let me find that Exodus trailer that you were talking
Exodus.
about.
There are two games that stood out to me that I was like, yo, this
Wait,
is
Frogs, are you talking about the Ori developer coming to PlayStation?
No. What I'm going to shit on
I'm
Sony
showing
for is
this
that Ronin
Exodus
game. That Ronin game by Team Ninja. That game doesn't look like when they first showed it.
I'm gonna
That game
show
looks
the
like,
Matthew McConaughey game. All right.
There's never been a better time.
That Ronin game that they're coming out, it is exclusive to PlayStation. It graphically looks to me like a PS4 game when they showed it. That game looked like shit.
All right, here comes Matthew McConaughey, Frog. Here it is.
So
all right.
Next, let's get to those world premieres.
Yeah, so
wait, I'm gonna get to it. Oh, here's Matthew McConaughey.
Good to be
here. Sony to me, that one exclusive, that Ronin game, as hyped as I was, I'm not hyped about it. That game looked like shit.
Really? I gotta look at the Ronin thing. Wait, was Phil Spencer in the front row?
Yeah, he was sitting there with his herp sore in his lip.
Wait, did Matthew McConaughey get a wrap it up sign? Because he's talking a little too long right now.
I know, he's even like pew, pew, pew.
He didn't.
Matthew McConaughey. Wait, he's still talking, Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, celebrities didn't get a wrap it up.
Whoa, he's talking for a good whole ass minute. He's still talking. Wait a second, what else the game? All right. He talked for two goddamn minutes.
Oh, I think that the show
here it is.
To me was a 7, but I do think that they showed a little bit too many CGs and not enough. Some of the games that Sony we knew have coming, they didn't. Like that Ronin game didn't look as good as when they first showed it.
Frog, this is Exodus. This is Matthew McConaughey's Returnal.
Yeah, I mean,
it looks like Anthem. To me, it looks like Anthem, man.
It reminds me of like
it's Matthew McConaughey in Returnal. All right.
Wait, Frogs, what did you think about that?
Exodus?
The Ori developer coming to PlayStation.
Man, you guys are jumping all over the place. I'm trying to find Matthew McConaughey Returnal.
When they said that Moon Studios is making a game and they said it's coming to PlayStation game, I'm gonna buy it because I think Moon Studios makes a really good game. I love Ori. I don't know why Ori isn't on PlayStation. It's on Switch.
Microsoft didn't want it on there. They kind of somebody tweeted out.
We already know that the threat is PlayStation. They say they're not competing, but if they weren't competing, Ori would have been on PlayStation, and I still do think it's gonna eventually come. I think it's just one of those things that we're gonna have to wait.
Dude, this Exodus game looks pretty decent. Like it looks like a Returnal meets Mass Effect.
I'm interested because I like sci-fi, but what I'm saying is like.
But these are CGIs. I agree with Link.
They showed a lot of CGI. Right, they showed a lot of CGI, not enough gameplay games. And once again, everything that they said is coming 2024. Once Grand Theft Auto next year shows once next year Grand Theft Auto shows trailer 2, people are gonna forget about everything that's coming next year. Unless whatever's coming next year is like a Wolverine. Like the biggest game I could think that could come next year outside of Final Fantasy is Wolverine. Outside of that, if Wolverine doesn't come next year, Wolverine, I would hope it doesn't release in 2025.
Does that actually show gameplay at all? Oh, here it is at the end. Is this gameplay at the end?
Yeah, at the end.
Holy crap.
At the end.
Oh, here it is. It is. It's friggin' Matthew McConaughey Returnal.
Right. Like I just thought like the game awards
looks
I think it's gotten to a point. And here's the other thing, and I close on this. The other thing about the Game Awards, I think, is
this looks cool.
Some of the categories when you look at it, and some of the this was a very predictable Game Award. I called, what game was going to win what, and mostly every game that I called, it won that category. This is a very predictable Game Award. I think everybody knew what was going to be Game of the Year. I think the runaway thing was like, holy crap! Like Alan Wake is making a lot of freaking headway. It's winning a lot of awards, which I haven't played Alan Wake, so I can't tell you if it's as good as people say it is or not. I think the Epics just put a lot of money behind that game, and they just it's hard to compete with them with their Fortnite money. So
wow, this Hello Games game looks crazy.
Yeah, that was another game I was in. Like I said, they showed me stuff that I was like, "Oh, this is interesting."
Well, this is gameplay, at least.
But for the most part, when I looked at the Game Awards, I was like, it was predictable. It wasn't like, to me, it wasn't an 8. It wasn't 9. It was like it was just a regular. It was okay. It was okay.
This is like Hello Games version of Awk.
Yeah, I don't think anything they showed me surprised me, other than when I saw Ronin and it looked worse. Because to me, I think that Ronin game looks way worse than what Sony showed.
CB3 with the 2. He goes, Black Myth Wulong comes out next year. I'm hype. Let's go check out that one.
See, I don't. Here's another thing about that game. This looks pretty
crazy. This game.
I still don't know if that game is I don't know if that's a boss rush game. I don't, because there's a lot of stuff they showed in that game where I'm interested, but is it a boss rush game? If it's just a boss rush game, I don't freaking care. Like, if it's going to be like, there's a world and you can run around and discover stuff, then maybe. If it's just a boss rush game, I don't care.
Let's see what CB is hyped for. Let's see. What game is that? That is Black Myth. Let's see. Black Myth Wulong. Let's see. I think I saw some of this. Let me see. There it is.
It's like God of War mixed with like Soulsborne, kind of.
Oh, interesting. Those Souls dudes. Hold on, I got commercials here. Those commercials.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the Game Award wasn't horrible, but it wasn't like, oh my God. Did you see the Game Awards? It was kind of like, oh, okay.
So this is captured on PC, mix of actual gameplay and cinematics. Let's see. All right, let's get to the game.
Stop running on my lap.
Oh, damn.
These daggone dogs.
You're my number one customer.
Yeah, for the most part, I don't think the Game Awards was bad.
Oh, wait.
Like I said, it was a 5. I don't know if it was
Wukong, not Wulong. Sorry. It's Wukong. Wulong's a different game. That game came out already.
Man, it just worked. It was something that kind of bothered me.
But I agree. That's long as hell, dude. Like, friggin' 4 hours of Keely smuggling grapes. That is definitely...
Oh, my God.
Dude, that is...
And then I don't even think... I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think when they did the last song, when they announced the last game, I think another thing was... Usually, like, the orchestra is really like into the music. There this year, I didn't like that orchestra's music. Oh, I mean, they did bring back Flute Man.
What? Frog. Wait, the Flute Man was there. Hold on, I gotta get him.
Flute Man was there.
I saw some screenshots, but wait a second. You mean
Frog? Did you see that big flute?
The flute? Wait, I gotta see the Flute guy live here. The grinders, hit that like button. We gotta see the flute. Give me that friggin' chat. We're gonna find the flute. Holy shit, was he again? Man, that dude has so much energy. Let's see. Wait a second. The flute was present. Hold on.
Him and Phil Spencer had their eyes locked.
Holy shit, their eyes locked. Oh my god. Wait a second. We got flute. Oh wait. I got his intro video. Here he goes. Grinders Phil Ness the flute. He was here.
It was the biggest flute I've ever seen.
Wait a second. What flute? Hold on.
Pause.
The flute was there. Oh, wait a second. I got to find them. I'm finding the flute. Oh, my goodness.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Where's the flute? Where is it? You got to get the flute out. Where the hell is my flute? Where the hell's the flute? Flute, get over there. Oh, my God. There he comes. He got his background music. Let's see this flute, Grinders. Get that emoji in there. Oh, damn, there he is, Phil, the flute. Wait, this is not the show? Holy damn, you got a skin flute on that one. What the hell's going on there? Pause. Holy shit, Phil Ness, take off that wig, Phil. We know it's you. Phil. Take off that flute. Damn. Wait, this is preparation for the Game Awards. Phil, take off that wig. We know you're on. We know that's you, Phil. We know that's you. Take off the wig. Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold on. I think I found the video. That wasn't it. That was just his intro. Where is it? Oh my God. Holy, here he goes. I got it. I found him. Grind. The flutes are going crazy in the chat. The flute. All right. So, flute last year. Phil Spencer. Wait, I'm gonna show him the flute video. Here we go. I gotta watch this live. Instant reaction to the flute guy. Here we go. This is Flute Guy. This is Phil Ness Flute 2024. Let's see him bring it this year. Because last year, Phil had to go on stage with his wig because he didn't have anything to show. This year, he's came back. And I heard Xbox brought it big this year. So they had a big show. So let's see what Flute Phil Ness did. He was in the front row. He threw on the wig and jumped on stage. Let's see what Phil did this year. Here he goes. Oh, damn. I see him in the corner. There he is. Whoa! Oh, there he is! Woo! 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 Oh, shit, he got another one! Man, Phil rocking that flute. He didn't put him in the front row. He was in the... Oh, damn, he's taking a break now. Phil Ness is taking a break. What the hell is this big thing next to him? What the hell is this thing? Uh-oh. Flute... Oh. What the Holy shit, what the hell's this thing? Holy shit, Phil brought it big this year. What the, that's a flute? What is that beeping? Is that me? Is that me beeping? I don't even know if that's me beeping. What is going on? Did I hit something?
Yeah, it's like you keep hitting the soundboard.
I'm not hitting anything. That's just, it's taking over. What the hell is this friggin' thing? What is that noise? Why does that keep coming on? What the hell is that noise? Holy Yo, when they said Xbox brought it big, man, what the hell is going on over here? Phil brought out all the stops. Holy He came in with the little flute last year, and he's like, dude, I'm going big this year. Phil Spencer said, Phil Ness came out. He's like, I'm putting the wig on. I'm going big. What the hell is this thing? Look at Phil go, blowing on that friggin' elephant cock of a flute. Holy shit. Why is this thing doing to stop the sounds? Oh, my God. That's not no flute. What the hell is that beep? That's that Phil says I'm bringing out the big B. I'm bringing out the BBC. He said, "Oh shit."
Oh, whoa.
Oh my God, look at that thing. What the hell is that shit that he has? Holy crap, Phil Spencer. Phil, that flute. He's like, he said he was going big. Dude, he said he was bringing the ABK flute deal. He's like, I spent $80 billion, bitch. Look at this size of this flute. Holy shit, Phil, it's a bassoon. Oh my God. What the hell is that sound? The BBC. Goddamn BBC fluty bread, holy shit. Weezen said that was it's the 12 teraflute. The 12 teraflute. I don't know why that thing's beeping. What the hell is that sound? Why is that thing coming on? That's not me. Holy damn. Yo, he like upgraded. He started with the Series S flute. He started with a Series S flute, and then he went on to the 12 teraflutes.
What's that noise? It keeps.
I don't know what the hell's going on. It's not me. I'm just playing the video of Phil Ness with the flute. The flute, man. Holy crap. Who cares about the... Look at him. He has a whole friggin' entourage right there of flutes. Dude. No wonder the show is 4 goddamn hours. I don't know. You still hear it?
Yeah, I can still hear it.
I turned it off. 12 teraflutes. Dude. He has a whole freaking... Oh, damn. Look at... He has a whole freaking entourage of flutes there. Dude, when he brought that thing out, holy crap. Okay. Oh man. That's the ABK deal flute. That's what it came out with. He's like, I spent $80 billion, bitch. I'm gonna play on the biggest ass flute that I could find. Holy shit. God damn, holy shit. What is the beeping? Dude, I gotta unplug something. Why is my thing going? Oh shit, there it goes, there it goes. Why is that beeping?
Now you sound staticky.
Now I'm static?
You wore
now you're static, Jez. Yeah.
Am I better now? Oh, hold on, I'm fixing it. Oh, then pause, sorry.
Shit. The Phil Ness.
Oh man, is okay. Am I better now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
holy
better now.
Crap. It's a bassoon being blown by a buffoon. Dude, my God. Holy shit. That is the biggest flute I've ever seen. God.
Oh, man.
Holy shit. Like that. Damn. Dude, Jeff Keighley said, I'm smuggling grapes. You're bringing in the biggest goddamn flute I've ever seen. Holy crap.
I love when he stands up and grabs it off the stand.
I know, man. It's like, and he started with the little flutes, and then he's like, he brought in this big ass one. It's like, he's like, ABK, bitch! ABK, bitch! Phil, take off that wig.
He grabs up the stand, he starts going ham with it.
Yo, he does start going ham with it. One more time.
He's like, what?
Look at him go, man. Stop these friggin' things on the side. I want to see the flute guy. Dude, he upgraded, man. Look at him last year. Last year, he had that little piccolo of a flute. He's like, shit, I'm bringing my 12 teraflutes. Yeah, he had that little wood one. And then he brings this one. Dude, look what he's playing with here. Look at the size of this thing. This is the ABK deal. Look at the size of that flute that he's playing right in here. This bassoon. And then look what he started off last year with. This is last year.
Man, he's going ham with that thing.
Dude. This is what he started with, dude. He started with the Series S flute. Then he's like, I'll bring it in the ABK deal flute. Holy crap, man. That flute guy. Holy crap. Damn. Oh, watch it. All right, we got to turn this off now. True Virgil's getting excited with all the sucking going on. Hold on. Pause. Sorry, True. I didn't mean to get you all excited. Sorry about that. Speaking about True Virgil, let's go to the VIPs. That's right. Let's go to the VIP grinders.
Okay, I heard it again. What the hell?
There's a quality flute right there. Let's go to the VIPs. True Virgil, thanks for reminding me. There they are. We got a wall. I got to start adding more people to this wall. VIP grinders. There they are. We got air horns galore. Shout out to the VIPs. Oh, baby. Thank you again, VIPs. Use those emojis in the chat. And thank you for being a VIP grinder. The wall is a-growing. Oh, man. Oh. Thank you again, VIPs. Shout out to you. Oh, man. Thanks again. The quality flute. All right. Oh, another thing that happened at the Game Awards, too. Oh, man, after that flute diversion. Sorry, Grinders. I couldn't believe the size of that thing. I had to do live reaction of that flute guy. It's comical. It is comical now. Like, it's just like Jeff Keighley having the guy that said, like, you know, fuck the Oscars, all of a sudden now presenting awards and all that other stuff. Like, Keighley gets into that. He likes the memes. He likes that stuff. And then, so we went over the games announced. And actually, you know, it kind of shows the focus of this show. The fact that we didn't even talk about the friggin' awards in the Game Awards. Right. It's like an afterthought. And I see that's been a big discourse of the developers not able to speak on how they wanted to, like, you know, about, like, one guy, I think the Baldur's Gate guy was remembering somebody who passed away during development. They would tell him to wrap it up and playing the music and stuff and not giving the people the time. And what's interesting is crazy is I went on a little rant a couple weeks ago about just that before it even happened, and I said Where is it? I said right here, who will be there, and my little thing at the end was this. I think they need to appreciate more of the voice actors and the actors, the people behind the games. We need more of that. Not influencers, not shaving commercials and advertisements. We need more about who makes these games. The developers, the voice actors, the animators. Those are the ones that I think should definitely be a little bit more recognized during these awards. The art of it, rather than the business side of it, or sports side. I guess sports. Oh, the sports side of it. My goodness. But anyway, we will see what happens. We'll see the nominations. We'll go over them again. And I said it. They should give more time to the developers and not the whole get Matthew McConaughey up there speaking for 2 goddamn minutes to announce the game. Having a bunch of celebrities out there to kind of just be there and have the exposure to promote a movie or to promote something of their own and use that time, take it from the people that are there to make the games. And you could see, and from what I'm seeing this year, it started out as more of a Game Awards thing with some advertisements, and now it's turning into more of a Super Bowl-esque thing where the commercials are becoming more important than the game itself. And that's kind of where I'm seeing this thing. The criticism for this year is that it's getting bigger now and more business eyes are on it and more, hey, why don't you go over there? Let's get some promotion for our show or get promotion for this or get some celebrity, more Hollywood there. And it's taking away time for the people that actually, the reason why you're there is for the awards. And, speaking of such, we didn't even talk about the people that won awards. But that's the major criticism there. But again, it kind of goes to guys, do you want to see a show with a whole bunch of people talking? We got to have balance.
No,
right?
I don't. And you got to, be careful what you wish for too.
Exactly.
And that's the thing is Jeff's got to figure out what he wants, but gamers who are oh, we want more awards and stuff, just be careful what you wish for. Because E3's gone.
Yep.
Summer Games mess is weird. It's the announcements are more fun anyway. Hey, Jez, I was going to ask you and Frogs a question. Frogs, maybe we can go to you first. When do you think that Sony's going to talk again? Notice all the dates that they set at Jeff's show are before March 31st, including that Ronin game.
Yep.
Yes. I was thinking, and I was thinking about that too. I was going to say that. I think that Sony says something in the first quarter. I think that it's something they just say, hey, look, and if I were betting, I would say, maybe first beginning second quarter, in the second quarter. So I would say, if they were smart, maybe March, April. I think March would be the perfect time. Maybe April, because I think they have some games they really need to talk about. Because like I said with Blade, they talked about they showed Wolverine, and it's damn, we know that Insomniac is a beast. That game could be next year, or it may come out beginning 2025. I just think that for that game to get what it needs to be, and we're all going based off of just the development time with Spider-Man and how good the Spider-Man games would be. If we just go by how good their games have been and how great of a developer they've been, this Wolverine game can come out and it could hit. It could really be good, and maybe it can come out in the same year as Grand Theft Auto. Do I think it wins and beats Grand Theft Auto? No, Grand Theft Auto is just something that's very hard to beat. Shoot, Mario, you got to think about it. Mario Wonder came out this year, and Zelda, which to my
Nintendo's two biggest
to my
ones,
personal
right?
opinion, right? To my personal opinion, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is Breath of the Wild with an added freaking Sky World. But and some other elements. But Nintendo fans get mad. I just think it wasn't worth me paying for the same game. I felt like it was. Hey, they just added some stuff and charged $69, and Nintendo fans went crazy. They got to do something new with Zelda now. I think Breath of the Wild was good for what it was worth. Tears of the Kingdom seemed like it's more of the same with some added elements. It was more DLC, and nobody will call it out. But I think it's more of this is the same world as the first game. We're just going to add a Sky World, and you can manipulate this and do this. And I think with their physics, what they're doing with that game is great. but I think it was just DLC. It should have been DLC. Mario Wonder, it came out, it did well, but when you looked at everything this year, I honestly think the writing was on the wall of who was going to win Game of the Year, just by the way they talked about it. And here's another thing that a lot of people missed: Baldur's Gate won Game of the Year, and they didn't even announce it at the Game Award show. It was on Xbox. They forgot.
They forgot, but I think you was telling them to stop talking.
That's how much they didn't. That's the point that a lot of people need to get. They were winning awards left and right. They were so excited about when they completely forgot about. Oh yeah, by the way, it's on Xbox, and I don't blame them to a certain degree, because I'm like, is it really going to sell there?
Yeah,
probably not.
Yo, Frog, Game Night makes a good point. The Game Night, thank you for the super chat with the 5. He goes, the BAFTAs are more prestigious than the Game Awards, and that's an awards show, but no one watches it. I think the same thing with the Golden Joystick. Same thing. He says because people want trailers, new game reveals.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think looking at the notes and looking at the discussion, because again, I didn't sit through the whole thing. I just saw the fallout of the Game Awards, and the biggest thing was the Blade, the Hellblade 2. The fact that what the games were announced, not even the winners. But what's crazy is that going into the Game Awards, all you care about, the people talk about, is the nominations and who's going to win. Then when the Game Awards happen, nobody really was talking about it. They're talking about the reveals and stuff. And yeah, I agree. Like, like just what Kyle said, like, be careful what you wish for. Like, he take the feedback on.
Totally agree.
We want 10-minute dev calls. Like, we joked about it, but that guy, a judge, did his speech last year, and it was like, okay, man, like, enough is enough.
But to Kyle's point, when did Sony talk? I think they talked
I
first.
Agree. I say March.
In the first quarter.
I say when Jim Ryan's out. When Jim Ryan's leaving at end of March.
There you go.
Either March or April, they're going to do something and talk about what's coming. Because, again, the thing is that...
You're my number one
and
customer.
I was thinking this, too. We have... we're kind of in this stranglehold between... If you're, both on playing on PlayStation and on Xbox. The Microsoft, the last thing they should be doing is announcing new games. Because they still haven't shown gameplay to games that they announced 3 and 4 years ago. So the last thing Microsoft should be doing at these shows is showing Blade and new games. Like, dude, and I know that through acquisitions, so they're doing that. But they're announcing games and creating a laundry list of stuff that they're not following up with. Sony, on the other hand, I'm just saying, Sony, on the other hand, is releasing games, but keeping a very short window for when they announce them. So we don't know what Sony's next level is. But the thing is I think people need to stop misconstruing that Sony's in some sort of trouble. Because the thing is that I can tell you right now, just like what Kyle said, the next 4 months, I can tell you exactly what we'll be playing on a Sony. If you could go buy a PlayStation and exactly what you're playing from now until the first quarter. Whereas people are saying go buy an Xbox to go play Blade. It's like, dude, you can't tell me what's coming out in the first 3 months of Xbox next year. So why would you go buy an Xbox for the holiday and you don't have any dates to Hellblade, nothing for Avowed, Blade, whatever, Fable, whatever, Everwild, State of Decay 3, Perfect Dark, you have no idea when those games are coming out. So why buy an Indiana Jones? That's right, BV. Indiana Jones was another game.
We don't know when any of these games are coming out.
And they didn't even announce it as exclusive. It only came out. Fable too.
What about Contraband?
Contraband. Contraband. That's another game.
We have no ideas. I think Microsoft
Contraband
put their foot in my
That's from Avalanche.
I think they put their foot in their mouth by announcing too many games at once, because too many at once. And like I said, anything that comes out in 2025 that isn't on the level of Spider-Man, you forget it. You got to be on that level. You got to be on that level. God of War, Spider-Man, or Last of Us to even be thought about.
Because I see people going a PlayStation Turmoil. I'm like, Turmoil, they're telling you, like you said, they got exact dates. You got God of War DLC comes out tomorrow. which we'll talk about. Then you have, that's December with your PlayStation. Then January, you have Last of Us Remastered 2, Part 2 Remastered. Then you got February coming out. Was the Rise of Ronin's in March? Is that in March? The Rise of Ronin?
But Final Fantasy 7, Helldivers 2.
With dates and release dates. So you got exclusive games coming to that platform that if you bought a PlayStation, you know exactly what you're playing in the next 4 months. But you go buy an Xbox now for what? You don't even have a roadmap. You just have a list of games with no dates, or you got some with a year on them, but you've seen Microsoft's track record in announcing the next games will come out in 12 months. That's what we were talking about last year.
You know what,
at this time. And they didn't deliver on that.
I think a lot of people aren't talking about either is like, when, like, for instance, like with Hellblade, like, as prime example, like, that game was more associated with PlayStation than Xbox than it ever was, right? It really didn't get associated with Xbox until Microsoft went and bought Ninja Theory. Because I remember anything I seen from marketing was always PlayStation. And if I'm not mistaken, it was on PlayStation first, and it was kind of like an exclusive launch window, and then it came to Xbox. And people were talking about the game on PlayStation. People were talking about the game. It was
PlayStation exclusive, Frogs. Yep.
Right, at first. And so I think the only reason people are even talking about Hellblade 2 now is because it's a Microsoft-owned studio, and like, you know, when you guys were talking about it, I didn't say much, but what I do agree, like, I do think that game is more of the same. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's just more of the same, and I think it doesn't have maybe the staying power like the first one had. I just don't know if that's what Microsoft needs. I think that the other thing is they can show, and I had to think about it, I think they can show these games so early, and like how, because they don't care. They're going to Game Pass anyway, whether they're multiplayer or not. Anything Microsoft shows, and they're going to help co-develop or so forth, is going to Game Pass anyway. So their mentality is, who cares? It's going to be in Game Pass.
And maybe you get a subscriber now, thinking like, hey, if I subscribe to Game Pass now, I'll eventually get it whenever. Like, maybe that's the logic. I don't know, dude.
I just don't understand.
I have no clue.
What market? Who? I don't know who their marketing is. But I
see it. Like, people are like, oh, go buy an Xbox. Like, and it's just like, that's what you want. First off, that's coming off the whole console sales don't matter, but everybody, the first whim of a goddamn exclusive that people may be interested in, they're like, go buy an Xbox, because they want that attraction back to what it used to be. And but in the same breath, they're like, well, the console's not important to them. That's not what it's about. And it's like, well, then why? Because guys, they can come out with 20 amazing games, and you don't need an Xbox to buy them. And you could say, well, PlayStation they're going to PC, but the thing is the difference is that, yeah, you want to wait for Spider-Man to come to PC, you can, but every single one of those Xbox games, you don't even need an Xbox or a PC. You could play them with a cloud subscription and the low cost of entry. The thing that you celebrate is the thing that's the Achilles heel to selling a console. Like, I've been saying this for years. It's like, you guys are celebrating the thing that's going to be the demise of the console. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Right.
You know, you want a game that's going to move the console. Yeah, Blade's exclusive. Go buy an Xbox and go play it. But it's never going to be the case, because you celebrated this whole play everywhere type thing, and every single step that Microsoft took diminished the need for a console. So even if you have the incredible games, it's not going to move the console at all because of the world that Microsoft built. So I don't understand. You're never going to get that comeback moment, because the way the ecosystem has been built, and you celebrated it instead of criticizing it, going, that's not what I want as an Xbox fan. Like, I want the console to be essential to the business, so that I know what I'm getting when I invest in that console, that this is the best experience that you're going to offer. Then you could go put it everywhere, but make sure that I'm paying for the best experience. I buy an Apple product, I expect Apple to give me the best experience on that Apple product, right?
When people buy Game Pass, it's monthly, right? So, but if you add it up, how much is Game Pass a year? Like,
it's like
over
200. It's $270.
It's $17 a month, right? It's $18 a month.
So it's $270. What'd you say? $270 a year?
Oh wait, I'll get you.
Yeah.
It's they don't even sell a year of it. It's $17.
No, what I'm saying is, if you pay for it monthly,
it's
how much would it add
to? It's like $18. No, it's $18 a year. $18 a month times 12. It's $216.
Okay, so $216. with that 216, let's be honest.
Yeah, right,
with
Ryan.
That 216,
I was gonna say Ryan says right here. So exclusive now just means not on PlayStation. PlayStation can't have it. That's what exclusive means. Anywhere but PlayStation.
For a year, with that 216 you spent for your Game Pass, you realistically could have just waited to the end of the year until they had their Game Award sales, their Black Friday sales, and you could have picked the games.
Look at the games that are on
$30 pop, $20 pop here and there. I mean, a lot of games came out this year, and I will honestly say this year gaming was amazing. A lot of games came out, but I don't think any of the games
that were that like how many of those were on Game Pass?
I don't think any of the games, when you look at these nominations, I don't think any of these games were in Game Pass.
Look, some of them were even on Xbox.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Jesus,
some of them weren't even Xbox.
Like Zelda, Mario, Spider-Man, none of them were on Xbox.
Resident Evil 4. I mean,
that wasn't in Game Pass. Diablo wasn't in Game Pass. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. Like, what games? I'm a crazy at Chia one. I love Chia. Chia was a great game. That was a day one PlayStation game in the service.
Wait. Liza P was in Game Pass, I believe.
Liza P was a big game. Yeah, that was the big get for this year.
And
Chia
Rush, I think that was it.
That was pretty good.
Hi-Fi Rush, Liza P. I think that was it.
When you look at all these games getting nominated,
no? Yeah, but Sea of Stars was in PS Plus too.
It was in PS Plus too.
It came on both of them.
Yeah, it was on both of them, I think. So, but I'm just looking at, like, if I really look at this list and I'm like, I want to buy the best of the best, why do I need Game Pass? And at the end of the year, I can just take that $217 and just buy all the games I really want.
And I go back to Matt Piscatello. The big trend they've seen this year was people pulling off the subscriptions and buying games that they want. And the subscription fatigue set in this year. So
that's exactly what happened.
And that's why and this is across the board. And you got to remember, and I say this again.
Wait. Remnant 2 just went to Game Pass.
Remnant 2 that was Game Pass. But think about Frog. Like, even that was such a great get, and it was such a stealth drop.
Yeah. Like they didn't really advertise it because, like I said, Game Pass. They just throw stuff in there. They don't advertise it. Dude. I don't understand I don't understand who they're for. I don't get it.
Right. And that's the problem. Microsoft, and that's that kind of goes to the whole messaging thing with the whole, like, we're everywhere, but dude, why is that doing that? I don't know why that's doing that. I don't know what.
Dude, what is that?
It's the air horn, but I'm not touching anything. It's like a ghost air horn. I don't know what the hell that is. I'm not touching. I'm keeping my hands off the table.
But wait, Jez and Frogs, did you guys see the Bethesda press release or whatever for Blade?
Yeah, I have that.
It literally says in early development. Dude, that's gonna be 5 years from now. That's gonna be a launch
game.
Should
not talk about that game.
Game Night 1 2 3. Yo, let me tell you, Game Night 1 2 3 with the 5. He goes right here. He says, fizz right to his super chat. Thank you, Game Night. He goes, Arcane literally just said that they started development for Blade. So 2027 or 28. How can anyone be excited for games that far out? And on top of that, what everybody was saying with Arcane, I just want to say
it's just a Marvel IP. But outside of that, I don't know what it's gonna be. If all we know, it could be a freaking third person freaking game that's in vein of freaking, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they made Deathloop, right?
Yeah.
They made Deathloop, so you could already see, and I will just show the trailer. You could.
If it has a Deathloop art style, I won't be too pissed because I don't think Deathloop was a horrible looking game. I just don't like Arcane's art style. I think their art style is a joke.
No, that's the thing. But
Jez, they're all lying about it though. That's the thing. So Arcane, yes, there's Leon and Austin, but dude, it's almost like saying Insomniac has two different studios. One made Ratchet, one made Spidey. Dude, it's the same studio. So that Harvey Smith guy who's at Arcane Austin, he made Dishonored. It's the same. It's the same people. Yes, it is.
I hate Dishonored.
It is the same people. But they said from Dishonored and people that made that thing.
I don't like Dishonored.
But you could already see.
That's not a fan of that game.
And you know what? I'm sorry. Fool me once, shame on me, shame on whatever the whole shaming shit is. Arcane launched Redfall with a CGI trailer, and
yes, they did.
And
hey,
we
Arcane
saw what
and
Arcane
vampire
did,
games,
and a vampire game nonetheless. With Redfall, and so
Jez, you were just playing it wrong, man. Come on,
I know I was playing it wrong. Right, Virgil, I was playing it wrong. So you could already see in the trailer here.
They can only go up from here, man.
You could already see in the trailer, from the studio that brought you Dishonored, Deathloop. They forgot Redfall in there.
Oh God.
And yeah, so you could already see like in the character design, like it's gonna have that kind of stylized look. Like it looks like an Arcane type thing. I wonder if they're gonna have the big ass hands that they had in Redfall.
Dude, man, I just
those big ass hands that they have, those vampire hands.
I'm interested because I love comic book superhero type of stuff, so that's what interests me.
We'll see, yeah.
So, oh my God, man.
And again, dude, it's just like with Indiana Jones. I don't want them to
mess this game up.
It just looks like with Indiana Jones.
I want this game to be so. I want this game to be good.
Frogs,
man.
This is a PS6 launch game, though. Like 4 or 5 years from now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. At this point, yeah.
So you can already see the kind of you could already see the graphics, like the art style that they're gonna be going. For. You can see it in this trailer. I could already I could see it. And I think that's gonna be the like it kind of. I think that's the other thing. People are gonna hype this thing.
If it's Deathloop-ish or better, I'm okay because I don't think Deathloop was a bad looking game. I just it has to flow. It has to flow. Real
but again,
good.
It's a CGI trailer, so you never know.
Whoever's playing Blade, he has to be a good Blade, and like the movement has to flow.
He doesn't look like Wesley Snipes to me though. Like
no, he doesn't. You know what? This game, I'm gonna be honest with you. This game, and this is gonna sound crazy from my expectations.
He looks like Jamie Foxx.
This game has to be on a level of Arkham Asylum. It has to be on that level to be good. It has to be on that level to be good. It has to be on that Spider-Man Arkham level. Like if it can be on a Batman Arkham Asylum level, I think I'll mess with it, man. But I think this game comes out and they don't get it right. I just think that we're gonna always look at them as, man, you guys don't make good vampire games.
Well, Arcane don't miss. I heard before Redfall, but then we saw Redfall.
Frogs, what about like they literally make first-person games? They said this is third person.
Yeah,
that's the other thing I was thinking about. Like once they said it was third person, I was like, wait, you guys usually I thought it was gonna be first person. When they said third person, I was like, you guys don't make third person games.
Josh says like, do they even have an engine? That's the issue. Microsoft announces everything so early, and then, like, what's the engine of this? Is it Unreal 5?
I think they announced this way too early.
Yeah, well, just like Indiana Jones, they announced that in 2021. And Microsoft didn't announce it. That was announced by when Disney Interactive was making their announcements, right? With Indiana Jones, they showed that trailer, and it was made by Machine Games, and it was the same type of thing as this, right? Well, I'm just saying that the same type of thing as this is that they didn't have Xbox Microsoft branding. Well, they didn't buy Bethesda at the time, but it was the same thing.
Oh God.
Right?
Please don't mess. I hope they don't mess this game up.
I really think first off, okay, let's go around here. Do you think that this is going to be exclusive to Xbox ecosystem? That's what we're calling it now, I guess.
At this point, right now, no.
You don't think it's going to be?
No, I think it's multi-plat. I think that they may get it on Xbox first, Game Pass, and it may be there first. And I think that I still think that, and I keep saying this, I keep saying it. I still think the star for it feels coming to PlayStation. I think that Bethesda, they've looked at numbers and they're like, we gotta. A lot of these games won't come for some years to come, and then when they sit there and they come, we'll be like, wait, I thought this is an Xbox. I think that we'll slowly but surely start seeing Xbox games that were only on Xbox on the PlayStation 5. And we'll be like, wait, I thought Starfield was an exclusive. I
still think said Frogs always bets on the worst horse.
Hey, and guess what? A lot of times when I be betting, it happens.
Yeah,
I bet a couple of games. Look, at the beginning of the Xbox Series systems, I bet there were a couple of games that were coming to PlayStation, and they eventually came to PlayStation. Every single game I said, this looks like dog shit. This is coming to PlayStation. This looks like dog shit because developers are like, we'll just throw this in Game Pass. What was that game? The Blair Witch Project, whatever. Then the Medium. All those games came to PlayStation.
I know they did.
All these games they said were exclusive came to PlayStation.
Mordian says this art style may help the game be more bloody. To be honest, and I agree, it could be more of that stylized blood and crazy.
Dude, they can't mess this up.
They could. I could see it being very stylized.
This has to be on that dude. This has to be on that Arkham, that Arkham Asylum level, man. If it's not on the Arkham Asylum level, at least Arkham Asylum. Dude, this is you can't, dude. You can't mess this IP up. It's too easy to make.
I don't know.
Unless it's got really shitty writers, how do you mess this up?
Here's my prediction, right? So, like, if this game were coming out tomorrow, it would definitely be exclusive to Xbox. But because who knows what the Xbox ecosystem looks like in 2027, 2028? It's impossible to predict, right? Also, Jez, I put this on Twitter too. So, and I think I'm onto something here. So Marvel licenses are expensive. They just are.
They are.
And you kind of combine it with what the CFO was saying. Of course, PlayStation, Nintendo, like whatever else. Marvel executives, though, they're in a really interesting position, right? Because they can see the data that Spider-Man has. And so, I mean, Microsoft, totally. They can bankroll the game for exclusivity. That is totally possible and well within the realm of possibility. But Marvel knows what Spidey does. And I know Blade's not Spider-Man. I get that. He's less popular, whatever. But still, they, just like MLB did with Sony, they can make them put the game wherever.
Yeah, but what about Wolverine, though? Like, they gave Sony Wolverine.
Well, I think it's because
the thing is, though, Jez, it sells, though. Exactly, and that's what I mean about Spider-Man. So
you got a studio that knows how to do a superhero game. So I don't think they're worried about Insomniac doing Wolverine bad. But we also got to remember, and here's the other key thing I'm thinking about, and I don't think anybody mentioned that. There's a lot of superhero games that are supposed to come out. We got Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but
there's a
DC,
lot of
though.
DC. There's a lot of DC Marvel IPs because there's supposed to be Wonder Woman. What's the other
Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad.
Well, that's what games, man. What about Marvel?
No, there's another Marvel one. Black Panther.
I think Blade is cool, but man, I would have coming off of Redfall. I don't know about. I would stay away from vampires, dude. How wasn't they should have did a Punisher?
Wasn't it rumored that Xbox
Punisher would have been good?
Panther? I think Xbox was supposed to get Black Panther.
That would have been a good game.
Yeah. Neil Druckmann said a couple years ago that he wishes, if Naughty Dog were ever to do a licensed game, he said the Punisher.
I would say the Punisher, man. Punisher's awesome. That would be cool. Captain America, people saying that. Oh, Captain America.
Dude, I think they could have really easy made an Iron Man game. Easy. Yeah. I think Iron Man was a character you could have easily
Xbox.
Frogs, they got the one on
Xbox
PSVR.
should have just did the Hulk game and have awesome destruction with the cloud and take the Crackdown 3 technology and make a Hulk game.
Man, look,
with all the buildings coming down, dude, and make the Hulk with cloud destruction.
$70 billion. We're not trying to freaking pay for Marvel IPs. Yeah,
Frogs, what about Iron Man?
Dude, Hulk game with cloud destruction. There you go. I got it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Iron Man VR game was cool, but I think that when I sit back and look at Iron Man, I think that could have been a game itself.
Black Panther, isn't it? Isn't EA Weskin?
Yeah, EA is in Black Panther. Yeah, EA is on Black Panther. That's why I said there's a lot of superhero games coming out, and I think that it may depend on how these superhero games. If Wonder Woman comes out good, if Black Panther comes out. I personally don't think EA.
Yeah, but Wonder Woman's by the guys and girls who did the Shadow of Mordor games. So it's going to have the Nemesis system. Yeah, it's going to have Nemesis system.
No, it will be perfect for Punisher, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Wonder Woman game is going to be good. The Black Panther game, once they said EA, I was like, nope.
I like that they got the 17, they're already telling you it's a mature Blade. It's not No Blood edition. So we'll see, let Arcane do it. I'm wondering, too, I'm thinking the way these are handled, similar to the what was it? The friggin', the way, was Indiana Jones was these things I think were already in Bethesda's wheelhouse maybe prior to the deal, and now they just got the team together ready to make it. And you got to remember the other reason why they're announcing this is not technically for us, it's more for probably recruiting developers to want to come work at Arcane Leon. Now our game is public, what we're working on. You can make a Blade game. So this definitely was a kind of a LinkedIn kind of recruitment for devs. Hey, devs, this is what we're working on. Instead of saying super secret project and thing, now that you have this game public, that Arcane Leon's working on Blade. So when you apply, what you're working on. So I think that's another reason why they announced this early is probably they just started development. They need the development team built. They need, so they're recruiting.
Want me to be honest with you? I'm going to be honest with you. Just hear me out. I honestly think, in my personal opinion, this game should not have went to Arcane. This game should have went to Coalition. That's what I think should have did this game.
What's Coalition do, man? I don't know.
We don't know.
Blade
I
Connect.
think Coalition. I think Coalition should have did something completely
Dude, Blade
different.
would have been great in VR.
Blade would have been great on Unreal
Blade
4,
VR
Unreal
game,
5.
dude. Woohoo! Now we don't.
Just imagine the Blade game that was on that looked like a Gears of War that had that Gears of War
dude,
art
how
style.
else would be Blade in VR? You got a friggin' machete and you're slicing up vampires. You can pull across that. You can do crazy stuff. Splash water on them and stuff. Blade VR. Put it in the books.
Yeah,
Yo,
but
Jets and Frogs, what do you guys think about that, though? Seriously, like, if Marvel executives can see all the data, do you think they'll pull an MLB The Show or no?
No.
MLB The Show is different. That was a sports game.
Yeah, MLB The Show is
and they
a
got
little
the
different.
yeah, they got like the sports. They have the team licenses. They got the Players Association. That was different. Like I don't think Marvel. I think that this is too early right now. This was more of a recruitment thing, and I feel that Microsoft is not really marketing it yet. They just kind of announced it out there, and just like, and I just feel that was the meaning of it, but due to the way Phil hops and skips over and things like this, I feel like it's so
in the chat.
Dude, it's so unfair. Like you come off the puff piece with Bootleg talking about how Xbox is this and it's so important and stuff, and then you drop a game. You got a superhero game made by Bethesda under the thing. Like it would be so nice just to slap an Xbox exclusive tag on it and call it a day saying this is what I'm talking about, everybody. Like I said, actions speak louder than words. And the problem is when the action is here for Microsoft to just slap a goddamn exclusive stamp, as they should, because they own the friggin' studio. They need a superhero game. They need something. Yes. Slap Xbox on it and say, it's ours, bitch. This is what it is. I told you, Xbox, I care about the brand. I care about this stuff. And just call it a day. But when they do this, no comment. We're not talking about exclusivity. It just muddies the messaging, and it's not fair because the dude goes on channel saying he cares about the community, and then he doesn't do what's right when the action's there. 2 days later, you have the show, and you don't have Xbox on this thing as branding for a superhero.
Crazy with these Blade comments. Somebody says it's gonna be called
Blade of Thieves.
Fall.
Oh damn, Blade I Am Legend.
Somebody said
Blade Field.
It said after Xbox touch it, instead of being called Blade, it's gonna be called Butter Knife. They're going crazy. They're going crazy.
No.
They're going crazy. Yo, Jez.
Hey, somebody brought up a good point. They said the reason the Coalition couldn't do this game because they never worked on any PlayStation games. That's why it has to be Arcane.
Oh man,
they're going into the chat.
Dude, they're going. The grinders,
like
man.
Somebody said this Blade character looked like DLC from freaking Def Jam Vendetta.
Yo, Jez, did you guys see the theater name? It's not Microsoft Theater anymore. It's the Peacock Theater.
No.
Wait, what?
Microsoft sold their theater?
Yeah, seriously, look it up. Yep, because at the end, Jeff Keighley's like,
that.
And shout out to the Peacock Theater. We'll be here next year in 2024 at the Peacock Theater.
So that's why. Okay, so I just came from LA, so that's why they were doing that at construction, not at work down there. I didn't know what was going on.
Microsoft got that with the cock.
Damn.
Oh, damn, pause.
Oh man, so now it's the cock
they
theater.
got the peacocked. Oh no.
And I think that's why they weren't showing Phil Spencer as much. I think they showed him like one.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Do you think Phil Spencer? You know what? I know this is just way off topic. Do you think Phil Spencer stays stays through the Series X until the next whatever they do, or do you think he's done before this generation is over?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he might, but I think they're setting up Sarah Bond. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, yes, obvious they're setting her up. But I know Jez wants to talk about Chris Judge.
Oh yeah, like what did you think about that? I didn't think anything. Like
what he said was funny. It was a joke, and it's bullshit that these fucking cocksucking COD devs fucking put a fucking a freaking hemorrhoid up their ass about it. What he said was true. There was a joke. I don't get where it was so true, and they're so fucking whiny bitches. Look, I'm a COD guy. You guys released fucking DLC this year. DLC and charged me $70 for it, and I still bought it. And when players talked about it and said, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?" You guys act like you're untouchable. This is a problem with these guys, man. Just because COD comes out and it sells every year.
It was the first year they announced engagement numbers instead of sales.
And this is the problem with this year's COD. Like The story wasn't good. The zombies is like something is different.
It's on sale right now.
I want
for $42. I was about to buy it.
So my whole thing is like, have I been playing it? Yes. Do I have enjoyable moments? Yes. But there's a lot of problems with this COD this year. And if people can't joke around, hey, you got a 3-hour story and my speech was longer than your freaking story. That was crazy. Funny. It was nothing wrong. It wasn't distasteful. I'm like, you guys are fucking bitches. You're mad that he said that and it was a joke. We know the context of the joke. Get over it. Your story was ass this year. Everybody said it. Your story was, hey, you can beat this story in one sitting. It's freaking. It's like this is not a 10 out of. These guys act like I don't know what it is with these developers, but I'm not thinking. I'm gonna be honest with you, and it's gonna sound like some fanboy shit, but I think it's because it's who said it, who he's associated with, and I think that because Microsoft now owns Activision, that's why they're up in the tizzy.
I think that's another reason why everybody.
I think it has to do with some.
It's the Xbox tax.
They think it's some bullshit because
Kratos.
It was a joke. Like, I mean, come on, it was a joke. Everybody got the joke for them guys that go on X and oh my God, I can't believe he said that. Man, they need to get over it.
Yeah.
They need to get over it.
It was just silly. And again, I think it's because the guy who voiced Kratos on PlayStation saying something about Call of Duty. And now this whole, and it's just amazing.
Do you think
I'm going to tell you this right now, Frog. I'm going to tell you this right now. If Microsoft did not buy Activision, everybody would have laughed and moved on. But because now Call of Duty is an Xbox Microsoft product, it's like now they got to play the victim of Microsoft is just not appreciated, and everybody's making fun of Call of Duty because Microsoft owns it. And it's like hilarious because the same people that are saying that are the people for years and years and years that said Call of Duty is trash, and then are playing it. It's the same thing. Every year that Sony had marketing and marketed Call of Duty, they'll be like, oh, Call of Duty's trash with your little exclusive skins. Nobody's playing that shit. And now the same people now are defending Call of Duty because now Microsoft owns Activision, and now anything at Call of Duty is a reflection of that. So stupid.
But here's the other thing, Jazz. When he came on stage and we saw him first, and he made that joke, he was actually he realized, oh, my speech was long, and he joked on himself. He was clowning himself. Yeah, he was clowning.
Frog. He was a meme for the months after the Game Awards last year. People joked about his ass for months after it.
You got some. Oh man, there's some things I want to say. I just won't say it. What I'm going to say is, people need to get over it. It's not about anything else other than a joke. But when these Activision devs and ex devs are mad and say it's distasteful, it's this, that, you guys are pissed because this is a year you guys have known to be acquired by Xbox, and you think people are shitting on you because you've been acquired by Xbox. No. People are shitting on you because you made a fucking DLC for $69 this year. That's
the thing, Frog. Like the problem is that they got caught in the sense that they did kind of bundle a bunch of shit together. They kind of did the strap-on deal that Xbox had with putting a FIFA with the console and strapping it all. They kind of put a bunch of things together, put some zombies, threw some old maps, and then just put it together and put it out as a $70.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he does look like he's wearing a mask. He does.
Oh my god, he definitely is.
He always looks funny to me.
He's wild.
I don't think what he said. When I look at him, I'm like, okay, that joke was funny. Everybody got it. It wasn't in bad taste. I don't get it. And then people
but Frogs, no one wants to talk about the 40% decrease in COD sales. Just like Matt
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Nobody's talking about that.
And they announced engagement numbers for the first time ever. Exactly.
Yep.
Where was it?
Man. Look, across the industry, there's a lot of things going on I don't agree with. And there's a lot of things I look at and I say, this is kind of writing on the wall. I know you didn't put it on the list, Jazz, but I know we're going to talk about the Bungie stuff too.
Oh, I didn't put the Bungie shit. I didn't talk about that. I was going to talk about the PS5 leaks. What's about the what's the Bungie stuff? I didn't even know what happened with Bungie.
No, so Bungie. So right now it looks like that if they can't get right, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Life, but if they can't get right, that Sony fully acquires them as a whole. So basically, you know how Sony purchased them, they own it, they have the rights and they're multi-plat and this and that. Well, Sony, I guess it's something in the contract from what I was reading it that there are layoffs at Bungie, their productivity, their stuff. There's something going on over at that studio. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it seems like I don't think it's Sony. I think it's Bungie themselves, and it seems like if they can't get to where they're reaching a certain number, it seems like from the way I was reading it, Sony totally completely they own them. They control everything about them. You know how
they can get rid of the whole board.
You mean that Bungie now has lost their leverage, and now they need Sony. So before, when they were going to get purchased, they had leverage and like, oh, we're going to call the shots. We're going to put the games everywhere. We're going to make this.
And so basically,
and Sony's like, okay, sure.
Sony can take over their independence and say, hey, everything's coming here. This is what you're doing.
So they
blah,
lost
blah,
their
blah, blah, blah.
They're losing their leverage.
And a lot of people were like mad at Sony. I've heard Dustin Legary. I've heard what's the other fucking guy on IGN?
Yeah, but frogs. It's because of the financials, though. So because they lost all the revenue, Sony can step in, fire the entire leadership committee, and take over the operation.
And I've heard people like
management
Dustin Legary,
of the money, not Sony.
The guy from IGN looks like a damn leprechaun. He's like, oh, this is such a hostile thing. And I heard some people go, Microsoft should have bought them. Dude, they wanted to get away from Microsoft because of they just wanted to keep making Halo games. At least when they went, and said, hey, Activision, can you help us publish? At least they had the ability to make something new. Now I think the problem with Bungie is, and I've said this because I love Destiny, right? I think the problem with Bungie is, and I think Cliff Blazinski said this, and I kind of agree with what he said is, Destiny is a great IP, but you didn't need to put a number on it to continue to make it a great IP. All you need to just call it is Destiny. That's the word Destiny was good. Destiny, when it came out, was good enough. You didn't need to put Destiny 2 on it. I think that did hurt it. And I think the other thing is when they kept coming out, because like I said, I buy usually all the Destiny expansions. I think what happened is it's hard for people who are new to Destiny, brand new to Destiny 2, right? To just jump in it and understand what the hell is going on with the story, because you're jumping in at a point where it's so far in that Destiny 2's story that you can't even play the original story from Destiny. So I think that there's some things they need to do, and I think at this point, I'm gonna be honest with you, it'd probably be in their best interest to say, look, either we're gonna completely work on a new project and act this last expansion, Destiny is this whatever it is, or we're going to start working on Destiny 3. Or we're just going to work on Destiny and the future of Destiny. And I think that, at this point, it still pulls numbers of people online. That game still pulls numbers, but I think
it's just like the Call of Duty effect, right? Like,
I think it's gonna be marathon though. I think they want the moneymaker after Final Shape to be marathon. I think that's what they're gonna pivot to.
I think that's what the big thing is too. I was gonna say that. I think marathon, they want to be the moneymaker. And I think that I think Bungie's super talented. A lot of the devs that were there from the beginning are still there. I think the problem with Bungie is Bungie got we're good at this, we're good at that, and they got to a point where they wanted that Activision effect, that Fortnite effect. They just wanted a money pin. And I think the gamers were like, hey, we're not supporting this. We're not supporting this. We're not going to support this expansion. We're not, because they would give you an expansion, right? And then 2 expansions back, they would take that expansion and all the weapons and certain things you couldn't have it anymore. And we spoke out. We're like, no, you guys took maps away from that. And that's the other thing. And I think that a lot of people that don't play Destiny don't see. Destiny hasn't given us new maps. They haven't given us new modes in ages. And it's like the game became to a point where it's like, yo, this is a game in the service. You got to keep including maps. Bring back the moon. Bring back the maps of the vehicles on. There's so many things we've been asking for that they just won't bring back. And their excuse is, well, if we bring back this map, we bring back this weapon, we bring back the expansion, it's going to break the game because these weapons will break the game. We'll figure it out. You don't let me pay $50 for an expansion, and then 2 expansions later, you say, hey, that $50 expansion you bought like a year ago, you can't no longer use it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can no longer use it. It's null and void. They're making decisions.
I think their whole model of Destiny is really hard even to try to get people in on it, because it seems like
the thing is, like, Destiny pulls numbers and it works. The problem is the way they're delivering content. The gamers,
it's over now. They got one more shit and we're done.
Yeah, we
Thank
got
goodness.
one more, and that's it. And I think that's the other thing. This final shape should have been out. It should not be coming out next year. It should have been out.
Well, yeah,
this holiday, the final shape should have been out. Yeah, they delayed it.
But
and
hey, they're losing
kind of
their leverage. So like we're gonna see, and I think Marathon is the game that's gonna be built with all their
Jazz,
monetary bullshit.
Here's a question. Here's a question, Jazz. So let's say they lose their leverage, and Sony says we're coming in, we're stepping in, we're making our decisions. Do you blame Sony for that, or do you blame Microsoft? Because a lot of people are blaming PlayStation.
Why do you blame Microsoft?
I'm sorry, not Microsoft. Do you blame Bungie for that, or
It's
do you
Bungie.
blame?
It's all Bungie.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying that Sony knew what they were doing. They didn't.
Well, all I say is like if your golden cow is not sprouting any milk anymore, you lose your leverage in the battle here. So like Sony can go and clean up the place, but I wouldn't blame Sony on that stuff. Sony has nothing to do with it.
Let's talk right to bootleg, right? This is exactly why you do organic growth. Sony, here's the thing. Sony had no idea, and this is why it's probably a little bit bad, because they should have vetted it a little bit more. But it's like, clearly they had no idea that, I don't know, a year less than that, whenever they bought them, that their financials were down the tank. Yeah, it was so reactionary. Yeah. And this is exactly why you dance with the person who brought you. You don't go on a shopping spree. You don't try to fit your culture into other places.
I know.
This is exactly what can happen.
Well, yeah, and that's what, and that's kind of like, and I think that's another thing where you're seeing like all these different cultures with Bethesda and Activision and stuff. Like Microsoft is going to have a whole challenge ahead of them trying to integrate them with them. Like the look at the issues they had with Redfall and trying to integrate. Like they didn't have that oversight with the game. Like there's a lot of and the culture of Activision and the culture of Blizzard and everything like that. Like Microsoft is a lot, and that's a lot of internal stuff. Whether we get the output, who knows? But you're right. I think that Sony thing was reactionary. I think they just grabbed them up because they saw talent. They saw this kind of service model that they wanted to get stronger in, and they figured they could use the advice and knowledge of Bungie to quickly do that. And it seems like they did what they wanted to do, and they just said, hey, we just want your knowledge. You can make the game whatever you want. But I think it's Bungie's mismanagement of the community and of the game distribution that has hurt them. And they haven't done a good job. Like, and I think that the calling of light, whatever the hell that thing is, didn't do, they said what it was going to do. Like, I think these expansions need to be, I feel, I'm a Destiny, I play some Destiny, but I get bored with it too quick. It's too much of a friggin' grind. Like, I feel like these expansions should be much more vast in size and features and adding new elements. Like, watching what they do to Fortnite every friggin' season and seeing how that's just kind of rolled into the game, and there's no kind of like $50 expansion on Fortnite, and seeing all the different elements of gameplay and weapons and features and traversal and map design and all that stuff that changes in that game, and watching what Destiny does, and they just like, those are like huge ass DLCs of friggin' separate games, like $50, $40, and doesn't offer that variety and change in the gameplay. It's like, oh yeah, well they should have probably about like another 7 different character classes right by now, right?
I just hope they learn. I just hope Sony learns from this,
because like expansions are not cheap.
Yeah, they're not cheap at all, and it's one of those things that it's like you really. I hope they don't buy anyone else, man. Learn from Bungie, and here's the biggest irony too, Jez. Bungie literally just told Naughty Dog, faction sucks. Can you like it blows my mind.
I don't know, man. That's the other thing too. Like I think, and when we like, just to jump back to like a few topics ago, like the whole thing with Sony's thing is that the criticism of Sony is that what is their first party working on? Like, what is Naughty Dog's next game? What is Studio Ben's next game? What is Corey Balrog's game that we know he's working on, that he confirmed last year that he's working on something not God of War? What are these studios working on for the next wave of PlayStation first party? What is Ghost of Tsushima 2 a thing? Is that what Sucker Punch is working on? Like, we want to know what these games are, what they look like, and when we're going to play them. So that's where the criticism for Sony comes. And when people say they want showcases and Sony's quiet, it's not quiet that they're not releasing exclusive games for their platform. They are relying on second party, but like, factions. What's like, we know Last of Us Part 2, they said that they had interns making that remaster that's coming out in January. That was an intern project. So what are they doing? What are they cooking? And that's where I think a lot of the anticipation is coming, because the thing is that some of the best experiences we got on the PlayStation 5 have been from Sony first party. So we want those next experiences, and that's where the anticipation comes and the frustration of like, what is Sony first party working on? And it's not to say that they're not dropping exclusive games. They're not devaluing their console. Your purchase, your investment, despite they're announcing games, they're just keeping them much closer to home. And that's where I think, we're kind of in a waiting period there, but we're still having exclusive games come out to say, hey, I bought a PlayStation. These are great games to play on PlayStation. It's good. So at least they're not losing sight, because if you were just sitting and having a year like 2023, 2022 on Xbox going, well, just wait, then you say, okay, Sony, what's going on here? But they're still dropping content. They're just coming in from somewhere else. So, but speaking of games announced, did you see that the Kojima thing? What do you think that game is?
Don't know. Kojima's a unique
that
guy,
OD.
Man, I don't know. Like, I'm not a big fan of Kojima's games. The only game I like is his Death Stranding. I'm not a big Metal Gear.
This
Solid
is that
fan.
thing that Phil gave him the cloud, the G tag.
Yeah. I don't know. Like,
yeah, he signed a letter of intent, Jez.
Yeah, he says, "Here's the G cloud. Here's the G cloud for you, Kojima." So,
like,
yeah, but Jez, it didn't even show Game Pass or anything. It just said with help from Xbox Studios and cloud architecture.
Where did you say that at the end?
I couldn't tell you what it is or what it's going to become.
I think it's going to be part video game, part movie, because Jordan Peele said it's going to be like a new.
Not.
Well, they said it's going to be like a blend in like new form of media, so it's going to be some live action stuff.
I think people give
the Blue
Kojima a lot
game.
of credit.
That's right, Josh. Yeah, another one.
A lot of credit and a lot of I don't know. Like, I like Death Stranding. I really like this. The first game I liked is outside of Metal Gear Solid 1 for the PlayStation. I've never been a big Metal Gear Solid fan, so don't get me wrong. I think he's super talented. I don't see the appeal of Metal Gear. Outside of everything else he produced, I don't like Metal Gear though. I'm not a Metal Gear fan. I think that's I don't get that franchise. I don't get the story in it. I don't get it. But
it's pretty wild.
I don't know.
It's a pretty, I have to say, like, it's a pretty compelling trailer. Like, just watching the emotions on the people's faces and stuff like that.
You know who Kojima reminds me of? I don't know if you guys remember this developer, Adi
It is pretty
Gakisen.
wild.
You remember Adi Gakisen from back in the day, from Dead or Alive, Team Ninja? Kojima has that rockstar mentality. And I don't get why people, when they see him, they're like, oh, it's Kojima. I'm like, okay. Like, outside of Metal Gear, what games do you guys like? Because most people, when they think of Kojima, they think Metal Gear. So
I think it's going to be something where there's going to be some sort of social experiment to the thing. I think there's going to be some sort of element of because that metahuman thing was the facial capture thing from Unreal 5 demo. I remember they were doing it with Hellblade and stuff like that, and just the thing is
and the hidden like alphabet letters in the actors' mouths. It says something about PT and the door, so it's like some hidden message. And I think he's going to try to kind of do a sequel or spiritual successor to the PT, because that was the door they all walked out from. So
yeah,
that's interesting.
Their eyes are whack, man. Whatever the hell they're looking at, like that hexing thing, whatever in their eyes. Like I said, it's a pretty compelling video. It definitely has some creepy vibes to it. I'm engaged. I'm interested in it. See what it is.
I mean, when it comes out, we'll see.
And you want to know what, guys? Let's all say this thing is. It's like, hey, it's not a friggin' cartoon looking game from Xbox. Thank you.
Oh, that's true.
Thank you.
Where's the lamb sauce?
So at least it looks like it's a mature horror, whatever the hell it's gonna be. It's definitely something of not a cartoon Sea of Thieves or thing. So I'm glad that they went this route and not cloud cartoon game. So
Jordan Peele said it's gonna be really scary and like really
I love
mature.
it. I'm down for it, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Let's go. If it's an interactive movie, hey, it's like, you know what, like those interactive movie games and stuff. Damn. Her screaming and stuff was freaked the hell out of me when she screamed and shit. Like, that was wild. It's good. I don't know, man. There's some wild stuff in there. I have no clue what it's about. I have no clue. Who knows when it's coming out? You know, it's interesting that each of them are saying the same line, but they're saying it differently. I wonder if it's going to have some sort of social experiment where, like, somebody sends a message and, like, you share that message and, like, you say, I don't know, like some cloud kind of, like,
maybe it's a new version like Squid Game or something. Who knows?
Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I have no clue. But there it is. That was announced, and that was the games. And actually, speaking of that, like, if you're looking at the listing, oh damn, where the hell did that thing go now? It just crashed.
Hey, speaking of Kojima, you know, they didn't talk any about Death Stranding too,
I know.
which is odd.
Grinds Adamus was wrong. I said Kojima was going to be there speaking about Death Stranding 2.
That's what I thought it was. I
thought that was guaranteed. Nope, I was wrong. It was OD instead. And actually, that trailer has the most views, like the most. Well, it's because it's Kojima. So that one, according to
Jeff
the
Keighley
list,
got to invite his homeboy.
According to the list right now, that game and God of War Ragnarok, the DLC comes out tomorrow.
I do think that surprised people. I do think because that was a surprise.
Valhalla comes out.
I didn't see that coming. Yeah,
and it
I don't
looks
like the name.
So I was listening to the developers about it. So basically, it's a new area that you're going to, and it looks like it's almost like a tower challenge. I'm thinking it's more akin to like the Returnal DLC, which was also free, where it has that kind of challenging tower that you go up and you ascend, and then if you die, you go back to the bottom of the tower.
What do you think about the name? What do you think about the name? I don't like that name.
Valhalla? No, that's awesome because I think that really drives home that
it's Ragnarok Valhalla though. It's like God of War Ragnarok Valhalla. That sounds so generic.
Oh,
I don't know.
What do you guys think about it being shadow dropped? Last year, everyone made so much deal about Hi-Fi Rush, and now no one making a big deal.
With you. I kind of go with BG on this one. Like, I think when DLC for these games come out, they need to come out sooner than later. The only credit I'll give it is it's free. Because, like, when Ghost of Tsushima came out with DLC, it was so far after the game. I was Ben Bun Platinum, finished that game. I was like, Iki Island. I was like, shoot, I want to go back and play it. It's a good game, but I had to learn the buttons and mechanics over. I had moved on. I think when these games have DLC like this, outside of it being free, I give them credit, it's free. But I think when you have DLC like this and such a big title like this, I think releasing it sooner than later is better. But so I'm not mad that they're releasing it. I just kind of wish they released it sooner. Sooner and charging.
Well,
it's the same length of time too. Yeah, like it took them a really long time. Like, think about it, Frogs.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima came out July 2020, and Iki Island was August 2021.
No, but Ghost of Tsushima also did DLC, though. Did the multiplayer, and then did Iki
I know, yeah, exactly.
Remember, that multiplayer came out a few months after.
But
and
see,
then
the
Iki
multiplayer came out still while I think the multiplayer came out for Ghost of Tsushima when people were still kind of fresh on it.
The multiplayer
Whereas
by
the time Iki Island came out and they announced it, I was like, yo, I moved on to because I think that when you release your game stuff, like for instance, everybody kind of is in the same window. If you release some stuff in December, don't expect your game to do well. Callisto Protocol released in December, it didn't do well. It went in the freaking PlayStation Plus. It's not because it's a horrible game. It's just you don't release stuff in December. With God of War releasing free content in December, it works. The reason it works is because a lot of people are buying those PlayStations this Christmas. God of War is going to be a game that a lot of people pick up, just as well as Spider-Man. And you entice people by saying free. So I give them credit for saying free.
Well, let me ask you this, guys: Are you gonna be booting up God of War tomorrow?
Yeah,
I already re-downloaded it.
That's it.
I haven't even
Grindhouse adjourned.
Yeah,
they did exactly what they needed you to do, because if this didn't come out tomorrow, you wouldn't be playing opening. You wouldn't be starting God of War tomorrow. You wouldn't be playing God of War tomorrow. So
God
it did.
Still in my system.
But would you even launch it? Would you be launching it this month at all?
Yes.
No, you wouldn't. Get at it.
No, I wouldn't. Yes. God of War is still in my system because I had such a busy year. I still
get out of here. Nobody gonna be launching a God of War this month.
No, I would because I haven't beat it. Like I'm like
you didn't beat it 70%.
Because
look,
remember,
Corey's downloading it right now. It's doing its job right now. Get Grinders. I want to see a 1 in the chat if you're going to be playing God of War tomorrow, because you weren't going to be playing it without the DLC. It's doing its job.
You know, I was in LA back and forth most of the year, so I had a hard time playing
God of War yet. Holy crap! Get in there.
I did.
Hey, man. Frogs. No spoilers, but do you guys think that they're going to do an Atreus game next?
Ooh.
I don't know if he could carry a whole game.
I don't know if I'm about to say, I don't know about that. I don't know.
What if it's like the size of Miles Morales, though? Like it's like an interstitial.
There you go. Look at all those ones. Look at the grinds. There they come. There you go. A hard one, Zero says. That's right. Of course. Exactly. So therefore, see, I don't agree. I think it coming out a year later, it's fine. It gets you back into the game. I'm playing it tomorrow. And, you know, I think if this would have came out like 2 months after, I don't think it would have as much of an impact as it would coming out a year later, because it would have been just kind of flow right into it. Like, oh, okay, let me do Valhalla missions.
We know why the DLC has such a big impact, because Sony redesigned that console. They want people to buy that game.
Now, here's a question. Is this DLC only... No, it says PS4, PS5. Never mind. Answer one question. It's both. It's not like a PS. Yeah, it's on both. And also too, you got to think like they also did this with Returnal. Returnal had no multiplayer. They had no tower ascension type.
And then
game.
They added it later.
They added a year later for free, and Returnal had that added. You know, now this God of War stuff.
The Last of Us 2 remaster.
The Last of Us Part 2, 1 month from now.
$10. Boom, I'm playing that again.
Yeah, $10 for the upgrade. Why not?
Exactly. So like, I'm playing Last of Us 2 again. Definitely for those lost levels, whoever they're gonna.
Yo, Frogs, guess what I got? I got the WLF edition.
Oh,
see,
damn,
that surprised me that it sold out.
The trading cards and the steelbook.
Surprised me that it sold out. That's why I say a lot of people who asked for this. That sold out so quick. It sold out so quick. I was like, apparently people want this.
Yeah, but you got the John Tar edition, Frogs.
I did the John.
You gotta go back and get John Tar. I got my John Tar right there.
I think the John Tar edition.
Dude, that hammer fell on my foot. I almost saw the Ragnarok. I almost saw Valhalla. Holy shit, that hammer, that thing can kill someone with that thing.
But I think the other thing is once again, like I said, it's free. So I think that's the big thing. Once they said free, people, that's just like, who cares? It's free.
Oh, you know that whole other side was ready at their keyboards. Like if that was like $10, they were ready to go. Like Sony charging you for suckers, and they were ready to go.
Once they said free, everybody was.
They like, they backed off their hands. True Virgil, his hands took off the keyboard. He's like, oh shit, okay, that you know. They backed off.
Did you guys buy that or no? Did you get WLF or no?
No, I'm just getting a $10 upgrade. I didn't get.
I was gonna get it as a collector's edition, but it was sold out. I'm just gonna do the $10 upgrade at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Because you know the other thing, you know, I'm gonna tell you why. And after it sold out, and I was listening to Jack Move talk about it. And Jack Move was like, you know, he bought the remaster of the first one, and he was talking about like the way it shipped and like his package is all tore up. I would have been really pissed if I got the freaking, you know, remaster part 2 and my stuff was all tore up. Like, you know, a lot of people.
Oh yeah, because of the paper.
Yeah, their
packaging.
Last of Us. Yeah, their Last of Us 1 case was really jacked up. I'd be pissed because that's not something I would open.
Wasn't
collector's item.
A DLC for Final Fantasy 16 announced too?
2 DLCs. One just came out for $10, and the next one's coming out in March.
Yes, the DLC was announced.
Was that part of a season pass, or those are new?
No, they're new. You have to buy them.
Okay, so they weren't like it wasn't part of their season pass. It was new DLC for 16. Because that was also announced. I saw.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
dude. There's
and then that Final Fantasy Rebirth, which I'm almost done. My Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, that's already paid off.
I'm almost done that, so I'm ready for Rebirth. I'm getting ready for Rebirth. I still got to play the DLC for that, which that's another PS5 thing that they had the DLC that came out for Final Fantasy 7, the Yuffie DLC, and then so what I'm trying to, if you kind of get a sense of where I'm going here, is that not only are we getting the games from Sony and their exclusives and whatever they're doing, but they're also doing everything that the 360s do. They're putting DLCs out there. We have season passes that people bought for Redfall, Bite Back Edition or Bite My Ass Edition. We have no clue where the hell the Bite Ass Edition is of the 2 new characters and the DLC. We have Starfield bought the look at my Kellogg's watch edition, and that the battery probably dies. It works in the game, and that DLC nowhere to be announced on when that's coming out. You bought the Starfield Kiss My Ass edition, Collecting Hamburger edition. So there are paid DLC season passes that people already paid for with 2 Microsoft exclusive games that came out earlier this year, and no inkling of when their season pass will be paid. Where you have Sony games where they're offering either free new experiences, $10 upgrades to past experiences, and brand new DLCs to full-ass featured games. So tell me who is really supporting the games and the stuff, because Microsoft, they're not doing it with their games. They're still trying to fix Halo Infinite. So there are full-ass editions, $100 edition, $100 versions of games that people bought.
They're still trying to fix a Master Chief collection.
They're still trying to put friggin' drift racing in Forza. When is that coming? Not at launch edition. Even though it wins Game of Racer of the Year. Get the hell out
winning
of here.
awards.
It's winning awards, but it's like worse than Phil Spencer, Forza.
Hey, what do you guys think about Helldivers 2? Are you guys getting Helldivers 2?
That looks good. That looked good. I saw that trailer. Let's go look at the Helldivers 2.
I'm interested in it. I'm just
hoping it's not super hard.
A little bit more.
Because I don't love that the patience.
The first one, I got the first one, and I honestly didn't. I couldn't get into it because it felt like
this totally different
friends to play with. Yeah. That's why I think this one. I think it's the camera view, like over the
this
shoulder.
This one's more like Destiny. Yeah,
dude, this looks like that Earth Defense Force.
Yes, but the first one was so hard playing it by yourself. And like, I didn't have friends that, really play a lot of, which is weird. I have a lot of friends who own PlayStations, but for some reason they don't play the first party games. Like, they don't like Spider-Man. They don't like God of War. They don't like any of that stuff. And I'm like, why you guys own PlayStations? You know why? Because they were Xbox guys and they didn't want to freaking
I just hope the frame rate holds up.
Yeah. Frogs, if you get it, party up with me, man. I've got you on PS5.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it. But if you're gonna play it, if I got people to play it, I think I'll enjoy it more. That first game is so damn hard. It's so hard.
No, it reminds me of. It reminds me of, and people can go wild here, but it reminds me of a little bit of Lost Planet. So it looks a little bit.
Yeah. No, it reminds me of. Every time I see the commercial for it, it reminds me of Starship Troopers.
Every time I see Lost Planet.
Yes, it reminds me of Starship Troopers. Every time I hear them talking about joining the Federation.
Is it a tower defense game, or is it like you got to hold an area down, or is that just part?
No. It's like is like it's like Destiny in the Division.
It's just like
you have to go do missions and stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks good. Hope the frame rate.
Yo, Frogs, even though it's hard, like some of the friendly fire stuff is actually kind of fun.
That game is. I just think that game. Well, see, that's the other thing. I never got to play it multiplayer, the first one. So I played it by myself, and I was like, man, I'm having trouble getting through this game by myself. That game is just really. That game is hard. Like it's not even like one of those. It's like Souls hard. Like damn. And I love Souls game, but that game, I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to put this down and come back to it when I have friends. That game is hard.
Gotcha.
That game, people don't understand how hard Helldivers is.
That's right, Mark Carter. Grinders think alike. He says Helldivers reminds me of Lost Planet. Nailed it. That's right. It doesn't look like Lost Planet. That has the X spot. I love it.
I'm definitely gonna get it. I'll link
up
with you. Most definitely. Because like I said, I don't know too many of my friends on my friends list that I'm real cool with. I don't know too many of them to get it. They're mostly social. Like they do the Madden,
Richard, I think
the Call of Duty.
Oh, sorry. I mean,
maybe outside of like PlayStation exclusive, the only PlayStation exclusive most of my friends play are Gran Turismo. That's it.
Well, hit me up, Frogs. We can jump in, man.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, actually, Richard Farmer, he says not. I think it's coming out I think the God of War DLC comes out at noon Eastern Standard Time or something like that. It comes out at midnight. RPGS says, I spoke about Light No Fire yet. What's Light No Fire?
Oh, that one looks cool too.
Let me see.
Yeah. Well, we kind of did. That's the Ori one. That's the Ori.
Oh, that's the Ori one. Okay.
Oh yeah. That looked cool.
Let me look.
I enjoyed Ori, so I trust what Moon Studios is doing. That did look cool.
I hear it.
Now That is a
that
game
one
I
looks
would-
like.
Oh
that
no,
looks
yeah,
like an
I did
RPG
speak right
too.
on. That was no,
Yeah.
that was the Hello Games one. Yeah, that looked awesome.
No,
I
what's
showed
the,
that
what's, the,
earlier.
what's the one that the Moon Studios Ori developers are doing? What's that one called?
Let me look at that one.
Because that game did look cool.
That one is No Rest for the Wicked.
Yeah, that game looked cool.
Let's look at this one. This is from
That
Moon.
looked like something.
And people I saw
I'd
were
be
making a
interested
big
in.
deal that they kind of liked. Somebody wrote something like, "Oh, it's so good you get the hands out of Microsoft." So like the strict, and they liked it.
They liked it, yeah.
I don't know, but we'll
Like I
see.
said, man, we all know Ori is a good.
They
game.
didn't have a
I'm not
good.
taking away-
They didn't have a good ending with Microsoft Studios because they wanted to put
Yeah,
Ori
not,
in
I
other
don't take
places,
anything away
and
from
Microsoft said no.
being able to publish Ori.
This one looks
I just
way
think
different though, because this one's RPG now, guys.
Right. I just think that game could have did so much better because it went on the Switch, and I was pretty sure it was coming to PlayStation, but it never it never showed the light. Maybe it does eventually come. I don't know, but damn.
Yeah,
That's
this was
a
good.
good
That's a
game.
cool look to it. I liked Ori. Ori was good.
Yeah, Ori's a really
But
good
remember,
game.
they had kind of had a fall because they wanted to put Ori on other platforms, and Microsoft was like, no.
Yeah, they did.
Which is
they had a
hilarious
fall,
because
'cause
then Microsoft's
did.
going around telling more games everywhere and all this other stuff, and they put a kibosh on Ori. Like, that's what I mean. Like, it's like, are you in the pool or are you out of the pool? Like, are you all in on putting your games everywhere for more people to experience it, or you believe in exclusives? Like, that's always the issue, and I think that frustrates a lot of people on the Xbox side because it's like they don't know what to believe anymore. They want that exclusive feel.
There
They
you
do
go.
want it because they want legitimacy. They invested in a product, in a brand, and they want the support for that brand. So they want that exclusivity. But then Microsoft says it's not about exclusives. It's not about this. And then it's like it is
that
about it.
Helldivers 2 does look really good. Now
This
I'm
game
looking
looks
at
good.
it.
This Ori game,
looks
I like the
really
blood. in it.
good.
Looks pretty good. Yeah, that does look good. I told you. That looks good.
Damn.
They all look good. I just want to know dates and when we can play these games. That's always the challenge. They showed us stuff that looks good.
Oh, it's
and then,
4.
That's what it is. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is that the PlayStation Pro
I knew it.
leaks. I'm not gonna get into the whole tech aspect of it because honestly, I don't care about the tech. I care about what it does for the games. So, like, to go over the specs. Oh, before we do that, look, yes. Quality Herman Holtz, Torrent Studios. He just went over there. Everybody clenched their ass. There's the guy that created the PS3 and the cell processor. Ken Kutaragi.
Yeah.
Is that Ken Kutaragi? There he is.
Ken Kutaragi, yep.
But
That's
yeah,
who it is.
Herman Holtz walking around. He came off his yacht. Made Kojima clench his ass. He made these guys a Sobe clench their ass. Because Herman Holtz is coming. The quality's not the door. It's coming in. The quality games.
That man walked in the room. He's like, Herman Holtz walks in the room. He's like, Booty Hole. And everybody is like,
Yeah.
It's Clint.
Herman Holtz walks in. It's like, oh shit. Herman Holtz is. He's like this. He's like, uh-oh. It's Herman. Ass clenching. It's coming in. I watch quality games. I told you the quality yesterday. That's when he comes in. And then Matt Booty's like, Bethesda Arcane, I'm here. How's Blade coming? Booty shitting up the place. I own Bethesda. I'm managing all Bethesda Studios. Blade is look good. Do they have ill proportioned hands in Blade? I make sure their hands look huge. It's the booty call.
Oh shit! What was that noise? That's like real shit. What was that?
It's booty call.
Oh damn!
But anyway, Herman Holtz goes there. Everybody's ass clenches up because Herman's there to deliver. So anyway, about this PlayStation 4. Oh, here's the Dustin. Oh my goodness, there's Dustin Geary crying about how nobody likes it.
Insanely good. I cannot believe people are not reacting a little bit more.
There's a lot of
hype
people that
for
like
this
Hellblade.
trailer.
Most of the people that
Sure,
talking
Blade
good
is
about
obviously
Hellblade
the one
that
that's.
don't
We'll
own
talk
an
about
Xbox,
him
they're
later,
people who
man.
play it on PlayStation.
They're a mess.
The majority of people who like Hellblade are people who play it on PlayStation.
I know
What you
exactly.
talking
He's like,
about?
"Where's the hype?" And did you see that list? Like, somebody was laughing that Hellblade is like number 6 on the list for like that hype.
This
reel.
guy, man, he's such a freaking cocksucker. He's just a clown.
Look, yeah, the hype for Hellblade. Where is it? It's number 6. Like Hell, Monster Wilder 5, Jurassic Park Survival, Crazy Taxi. Oh, Sega's remaking their old games. Because I said the thing about Hellblade, and they're gonna try to make Hellblade their God of War. The problem with Hellblade, as I told you, the hype for Hellblade was that it was a triple A looking game with indie production budget, and it was costed $30 back in 2017 when it came out. Think about how much has changed in the indie scene since 2017. Indie games now are friggin' $40, $50. That's what indie games are right now. So is Hellblade coming out at $70? Like, what is it? Like, why is the hype for Hellblade? Because guess what? The thing is, the Hellblade fans, it was a PlayStation exclusive for a year and a half. Like, it was a PlayStation exclusive. If Phil believes so much in Ninja Theory, where was Phil's ass to sign the Hellblade deal? No, Sony's the one who got the Hellblade deal and believed in it. That's what I mean. Oh, Ninja Theory was great. I really value them. Well, why didn't you value them when you made Hellblade was a great game? But where were you when they showed you that game and you're like, I want this on Xbox? Where were you, Phil? You know where to be found. It goes on PlayStation, shows some success there, and then you go grab ass and buy them. Like, come on. After the fact. And now you think Hellblade is going to have the same pull? And I'm telling you right now, nothing has the hype that Starfield has. And I see people with the Blade, with Hellblade 2. Now's the time to buy an Xbox. Listen, if the thing didn't pivot with Starfield being exclusive,
it never will.
It never will. To. Because none of these games have the level of hype that Starfield had. Starfield had years and years of hype. And if Starfield didn't move the needle now
whatever your name is,
then
get ready for the big surprise.
Welcome, Michael Garcia, to the Grindhouse. That's right. Subscribe if you're new here. Hit that like button as well. But like I've been saying, nothing coming out of Xbox right now from their studios has the hype that Starfield had. And if Starfield didn't move the needle an ounce, didn't even make them win an NPD, fell off the charts a month later, Hellblade's not the time to buy an Xbox. Blade is not the time. Who the hell knows when Blade's coming out? OD, no. None of these games are going to have the hype that Starfield had going into this stuff. Starfield had an insane amount of hype. Maybe Elder Scrolls is the next game that may swing the needle if Xbox still is believing in exclusives then. But Hellblade, and from what you saw, it looks incredible. Dude, the first game looked incredible in 2017 for $30. So was this game look incredible in 70? Why is it 70? It shouldn't be 70. And like I said, the whole point of Hellblade was the price and what it looked like and the production of the game for the $30 price point. That was the shock. That was the appeal of, like, this is a AAA indie game. What is going to be the appeal of Hellblade 2? That combat looks the same. They didn't do a good demonstration as to why this is Hellblade 2. Like, if they showed her fighting that big-ass guy and scaling its back, a God of War style, and you know, like, scaling it, then, okay, whoa, now this looks a little different. They didn't do it. And they're not showing a lot of gameplay. They're showing a lot of oohs and ahs and faces and walking slow. And the combat does not look like it evolved much. It's still one-on-one, side locked camera. She should be fighting hordes of enemies now. How many years has it been? 7 years in development. 7 years, 6 years. This is what I mean. Like when you say let Xbox cook, like Forza was 6 years and still missing drift racing. Halo Infinite missed all that stuff at launch, 6 years in development. Their track record is games take a long time to make, but they come out not ready for prime time. So, let's see. But there's Hellblade on the list there. On the thing for headliners. On that one. But speaking of the Pro and all this other stuff, the leaks to end on. And no release dates either for Hellblade. That's another thing. So when's that coming out? So, just technical aspect wise, and again, I really don't know too much. Oh, was this UK sales charts? Here's this quick rundown here. PS5 126 plus % year over year. Xbox 4% year over year. Switch minus 19. That's the UK. Look, Xbox had they had Pentiment last year. Grinders, they had Pentiment last year. They have Starfield, Game of the Generation, nominated for RPG Game of the Year. Forza, and they're selling 4% more consoles this year than last year. They had Pentiment, a storybook game. That's it. Of a year of nothing. This year they had, I just told you the games, 4%. And November holiday. Sony had God of War Ragnarok. And this year, they're selling 126% more consoles than last year. Like, we're talking the major leagues versus the minor leagues here. Like, 126% year over year. And you are going off of a year that you were selling God of War Ragnarok consoles. You're starting in the millions, and now you're going to more, 120% more. Xbox had nothing last year, game-wise, to drive console sales. They have games this year, and they a measly 4%. What's going on, guys? What is the thing? Goes to Sick Humor's song, nobody wants an Xbox. And Phil said it. No matter what these games are, nobody's buying it. So when you guys are sitting there celebrating that just go buy an Xbox, you need more work to do because nobody's buying an Xbox. And when nobody buys an Xbox, it's harder for Xbox to be Xbox because they lost their leverage. They're losing their market share. But guys, Frog, Kyle, how do you explain a year that they have games, they're 4%, Sony coming off a year of God of War last year and now selling 126% more than last year with Spider-Man? How's that happen?
The thing is, Jez, is once again, like you said, they don't care about sales. So when you don't care about sales, how does that happen? Well, kind of like what we said last time, right? Spider-Man sold more copies than Starfield did.
Mm. Yeah. Well, yeah. And Starfield was on everything too, right?
The other thing is they don't really care about their premium console sales. They care more about the $299 console sales where it's all digital, where people aren't getting the best experience. And people are just looking at this stuff and they're like, well, this is what I got from an Xbox One X last generation or less. So they really don't, a lot of people, and this is just my opinion, I don't think a lot of people think they have a new generation console. I think they think that, well, we're in the same generation. You came out with a console, you promote the cheapest one. It's not, it basically is an Xbox. You might as well call it an Xbox One S or XS. And then, not on top of that, you can't, your console has the same dashboard. Everything about the Xbox series systems screams Xbox One refresh. That's what it screams. So I think a lot of people have the notion in their head that this is an Xbox One that was refreshed. But nobody can tell me that this is an Xbox One that's just a little bit more powerful. With the PS5, you can tell it's a whole new freaking console. You can tell that the UI is different. You can tell it's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Microsoft was lazy when they developed this console from the development of the console to the UI. They're lazy. They're not pushing hardware sales anymore, and that's okay. And the reason they're not going to push hardware sales is because Game Pass. They want 130 million installed base. They're not going to get there like this. Dude. This is not how you get there.
It is a hell of a drug, right? The Corey cooking. It's just craziness. It is craziness. Like the story.
You don't get to 130 million subs like this. This is not how you get there at all. Not with a $299.
It's not happening.
Console.
It's not happening organically. It's not happening naturally. And the thing is Starfield was their biggest bet, and now what? They still didn't even get there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They still didn't get there.
They still didn't. And
I'm
and
pretty
all that,
sure
it's exclusive, it's coming exclusive, and all this other stuff.
I'm pretty sure between PC, Xbox One, and the Series consoles, they're probably sitting in Game Pass, still like 30 million less or less. I'm still betting on it.
In so long, but it just makes no like. And the thing about it too is that number 2 right here, this Xbox Series, that's 2 consoles. That's a low, like you said, low price one.
That's the crazy
and
thing
that's
about
2
it.
consoles versus 1.
That's crazy.
These are 2 different consoles. You can say, oh, there's a digital and there's a physical PlayStation. No, we're talking about 2 different consoles, a lowest price console and a one that's the same price as PlayStation. And still,
let's just say this, guys. Worldwide sales, when you look at world sales for MPD, Sony's going to take it because a lot of people don't realize.
Same thing. So tell me about Bootleg's article, how like GTA 6 is going to move Xbox.
Sony dropped the price of the PlayStation 5 in November, $50 for the old model to bring in the Slim. So they're going to win MPD. They're going to win worldwide, period. And I think what people aren't realizing, not only that, they're dropping really good software. And it's the only place you can play it is on PlayStation.
And that's the
you're going to pay your $69 for it. I just don't get it.
That's the problem, Frog. Like, if they start dropping good software and those console sales are not moving, like, Phil, what is the? They're just gonna sever it off. They're gonna cut off the appendix. Like, what are we doing here? Like, it's not like all the stuff.
I mean, they dropped Starfield. They dropped Starfield. I got it day one because I like those type of games. But the thing is, the mass majority of people weren't going to buy that game on Xbox. They're probably going to buy it on PlayStation if
I think they knew that.
Or PC. Or PC.
You're right. I think they knew Starfield was going to carry big on PC, and that was going to be the offset that they could have easily not made this thing a multi-plat. That's why they said cut off the Xbox, the PlayStation version.
But I also
PC will compensate for those sales.
I think they're ultimately kicking themselves in the ass for it because, and a lot of people say, "Oh, if it was multiplayer, it would have scored higher." I don't necessarily think it would have scored higher.
No,
I think it would have sold. You would have heard sales numbers, and it would entice people to maybe go buy the game. I think that you putting it on Game Pass and saying here it is, and then I think that hurt it. I think that hurt it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that hurt it.
I don't know,
but
it's just so incredible how a year that they actually had games coming out that they can't move consoles at all.
That's the other thing. Like, this year was stacked with games, and we're not just talking about exclusive. We're just talking about games. Period.
Games in general, right? Like third party.
Yeah,
right?
They're not moving consoles. But Jazz, you know why? A lot of those games, once again, the bigger games, the Mortal Kombat, the Street Fighters, these games weren't in Game Pass. People were buying these games. So I think that's the other thing. They trained their consumer to not buy their games, so their consumer's doing exactly what they want to do. They're not supporting their software; they're just Game Passing it. So you have a consumer base that is like, you reach your cap of people that will buy in the Game Pass. So people are just like, I'll get an Xbox and I'll buy my onesies and twosies hairs. But those people who don't subscribe to Game Pass on Xbox, and they're gonna eventually buy PlayStations and be like, damn, I want the Spider-Mans, I want the God of Wars, I want the Wolverines. And you're going to have that market where you have the people who are buying the $299S and then they're going and buying your PS5 and they're buying the games over there. That's the market they're going to have. And I think that it's unfortunate that, they're going to have a market where a lot of people who own S's also own PS5s instead of, I'm pretty sure a lot of people who own S's are sitting back like, damn, I should get a PS5 this holiday.
The
people who got S's
PS5,
at launch,
Chris Drink said PS5 had a huge month.
PS5 this holiday.
He said,
"Do you want to?" I would bet money people who got S's at launch and people who got S's now are getting PS5s this holiday. I guarantee it. I can more than bet money on it.
See that? Yeah, definitely as an upgrade path rather than going with the X. They're going to PS5.
For $450, and I can get me a freaking a fat disc PS5. Okay, yeah, because they weren't selling this holiday.
The thing is like you could easily justify saying I'm going to go buy a PS5 because there's a whole bunch of games that just came out for PS5 that if you had an S, you missed out on. So you buy that console and there's like Returnal, Ratchet & Clank, God of War, Horizon with DLC, God of War with new DLC, Spider-Man 2. Like,
right.
There's so many games that you missed out on in addition to whatever games that they have, like the Chias and the little ones too. Like even Kana, like Kana was incredible. That was that didn't go anywhere else. I'm so surprised. Kana was another game that didn't go to Xbox at all. Like Chia,
I thought it was gonna go.
I thought it was gonna go too. It didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Those games, it's crazy. It sounds really fanboyish, but it's like, why would you trade all of those games for one exclusive like Gear 6 or something? Like Chia was awesome.
But dude,
Tenna
Gear
was
6
awesome.
Is not even like you don't even need to buy an Xbox for Gear 6. You can go play it on your phone for $17 if that's what you want to do. It sucks. Like the thing is that the model that they have right now, that's why this whole day and date everywhere doesn't gain the mind. See, it's people go like, oh, well, this console war and all this. It's not. The thing is that it's you're just like what that guy said, the developer. You're buying developer mind share. It's not a fanboy plastic war. It is a mind share war in the sense that if your console, your device is out there and is permeated the market, the development, the software for such device will most likely be prioritized and come out for that device because that device is out there. It's a give and take. It's like if you come up with a new product, this is what Google Stadia had a problem with. You come out with a new product, that product has to sell. But in order for that product to sell, it needs content. In order for it to need content, it needs to sell. So like you're in this tug and pull where I got to get a device out there. It has to sell millions in order to get developers to put something on that device. The problem is that in order for me to sell millions of those devices, I need the software to do it. And this was the problem that Microsoft had with Windows Phone. And they couldn't get their app store started because the mind share was 3% as opposed to Apple and Google, who dominated that market. So Microsoft was fighting an uphill battle that they could not get the mind share from developers. So it's not sales, ha, 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 my plastic's better than your plastic. The problem is that if you bought a piece of hardware, same thing goes for PC dudes with graphics cards and stuff. If you go buy one of those novel graphics cards, you go buy a 60, 90, whatever the hell you're going to buy, if that graphics card does not sell, optimizations and things like that kind of get overlooked because you're not the most popular brand. So you're not the most popular graphics card. And just look at NVIDIA and AMD. Like, NVIDIA is the one who gets all up to updates. AMD is, like, always there because NVIDIA is the more popular brand. So, like, the branding gets the mind share for the software support. And it's with anything. So that's the problem that you have here, that you have an ecosystem in Xbox that no matter how much software they put out there, they're not gaining the mind share from developers. And an Xbox fan would know this best because we dealt with this all through the Xbox One and 360 generation. That's not how it works, Corey, on PC? I guess not. Is NVIDIA more popular than AMD? I believe it is.
And why is that, Jez? Think about it. Because they don't buy games.
Well, that's right. That's not how it works on PC. But I'm just saying, like, if you do get those off-branded graphics cards and stuff, you might not be getting the updates that you need. And so how does it work, Corey? How does it work on PC? Tell me how it works. Because I hear about optimizations for my graphics cards and all this other stuff. Like, they probably optimize for the most popular graphics cards first, right? I would think so. Like, if I was going to optimize, I'm going to optimize for the most popular device out there, right?
Yeah, whatever's out there
the most, that's who you're going to optimize for. So if you're going to get a driver update out there, if you're going to optimize your game, what are you optimizing it for? Probably the most popular, ones that you first. I'm not saying you don't do it for the other ones, but prioritization probably comes to the most popular ones. They give NVIDIA gives the best support. I don't know. I like NVIDIA graphics cards. I stick with them. I feel like they get better support. They run games better. Even though AMD cards, I think, do have better battery life and not as hungry as that. But yeah, you're right. Developers don't do the driver updates. Then I am misspoken. on the sense. But you get my point, the whole thing with the whole mind share of support. Definitely with the consoles, in the sense that and that was the whole battle for 10 million, was that you need to get that support out there. And that was the problem with Stadia. So Google came out with hardware, specific hardware, and they needed developers to stop what they were doing and make something for their Google Cloud. And that's the issue that they have. So, yeah. So I misspoke about the graphics cards again. I just assuming that, that if I'm going to prioritize, optimization of my game, I would prioritize probably the configurations that seem to be the most popular. But again, PC is a whole the untold land of configuration, so it's a Frankenstein. I guess they just throw shit against the wall, see what sticks, and then wait for the complaints for the community to fix what's next, I guess. But anyway, the console thing, it's more of the mind share. The problem is that they've lost so much mind share on the Xbox side. It's hard to get that back. And, we'll see. We'll see what they do. But the model that they got right now, dude,
perception is reality, man. They're being perceived as a company that can't make good games. They're being perceived as a company who wants you in subscription, and that's not even perception, that's reality. So they're getting exactly what they're asking for. We don't want you to buy our games on our console. We want you to buy our games wherever you think you can play them, and we want you to subscribe to this service. Guess what? People aren't subscribing to the service. Only the initial 30 something plus million between PC, your Xbox Series, and your Xbox One are going to subscribe. A lot of your user base, your fan base from the 40, 50 million that you sold on Xbox One did not come over and buy a Series console. They bought PS5s. So you've lost people. And the transition from Xbox One and PS4 to PS5, you lost more people. So, it's one of those things that numbers don't lie, man. When you see what Sony's PlayStation 5 is doing when it's in its third year,
what do you think about this Pro thing?
It's on pace to sell with the PS4.
Are you guys going to get it day one, you think?
What, the Pro?
If the Pro comes out, I get it day one.
Yeah,
I get it day one.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
I got a
it's codenamed Project Trinity, apparently.
Yeah. If the Pro's a real thing, which I do believe it is, I'll get it day one. I think I acquired maybe 5 PS4 Pros, but they were all like limited edition ones, like the Spider-Man one, the Death Stranding, the God of War, the Destiny 2 one, and then I got the 500 million edition. So those ones I still have. So if the Pro comes out, I'll definitely get the Pro day one. And I'll take my Spider-Man and I'll box it up, and it'll be a collector's item at that point. But I'll definitely get it day one.
Free Weights. Did you guys hear this? Free Weights says that Jim Ryan had a surprise party. He was gifted one-on-one PS1 like a PS5.
Yeah, it was a PS5 that looked like a classic PS1, same color and everything.
Damn, where's that for sale, dude?
Jazz, it's going to, though. It's going to. Here's my prediction, right? Kyle Damas. #Kyle was right.
Kyle Damas. Forecast. No, you got to call it the forecast. We got the forecast.
Yes, the forecast. Making it rain.
Make it rain.
No, so they did the PS1 colored PS4 and the controller and the headset for the 20th anniversary of PlayStation. Guess what's in 2 years? The 30th anniversary of PlayStation. It's coming.
Oh, man.
It's coming. Yep.
Oh, they're not stopping.
I would love to see that.
They need to do it. The gray with the colored buttons.
Yeah, I like that controller. That controller is nice looking.
Oh, he said it had the PS1 box as well.
Oh, really? Nice.
Dude, that's crazy. That is crazy. So, like, this thing, first off, I don't even know half of this shit means. Like, higher clock
23
speeds,
teraflops?
23 teraflops. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Faster loading times. Yeah, Jack.
If this is real, or if it's close to being real,
with my soundboard.
I don't think we get a PS6 anytime soon.
You can see why I kept this thing. Here. Get ready. 4K ray tracing monster.
Stop it.
23
I don't know.
teraflops.
Stop it.
Faster loading times.
Stop it.
8 cores based on Zen 4 integrated GPU. 30 WGMs. So what is a WGP? A 30 WGP. What is that? Gigawatts. How many gigawatts?
1.21 gigawatts. You should have that on the soundboard.
Yeah, 1.21 gigawatts. How many gigawatts? They have. Oh wait, we have an iGPU. We have an iGPU with Gymnast DNA 3 or 3.5.
I came looking for booty.
We got booty. We got higher CPU clocks at a 3.6 and GPU clocks at a 2.7. 16 gigabytes of DDR6 memory. A built-in eNVMe SSD enhancements. 18,000 gigawatts of memory. Consistent 4K 60. New performance mode for 8K.
Food for the catch a rat.
So we have got rats here.
Rat is all over the place.
Wait, not only ray tracing, but we got accelerated ray tracing.
Where's the lamb sauce?
In development since early 22. Demos are ongoing. Studios receive dev kits this month. Aiming for 2024 launch, per Mr. Henderson. Last major hardware before the PS6, no shit. And PS6 targeting 2028. Yeah.
2028? That's so soon.
Dude, Ancient Ruins Discovery says these aren't specs for the PS5 Pro. These are specs for the T1 Terminator.
Yeah, those specs are kind of crazy.
Dude, get this. This is crazy. This is crazy. Even Terminated.
If this is even close to being true,
this is gonna leak so much T1000. This is gonna leak so much T1000 liquid metal. I don't know if it's gonna be fighting for its life. We need some.
Because I'm looking
at some song.
What's the point of a PS6 at that point?
Dude, we need some song here.
Help the PlayStation 5 fight gravity, please cross this. Xbox fool, I said gravity is the enemy. Feel safe, us from this liquid metal.
PlayStation 5 has liquid metal, it's fighting. Gravity, fighting gravity, feel sign me on my lower back. Last year PlayStation 5 is leaking, save the PlayStation 5, please, it's fighting gravity.
Dude, this is gonna be fighting for its life against gravity. Oh my god. Codename Project Trinity. What are we doing here? Really?
Okay, let me ask you
We're
this question.
still doing Morpheus and Neo and Trinity.
Somebody's
jerking on chain right now.
Real. Let's say it's real, right? If it's real, how much does it cost? Number one, does it have the same design? Number two,
you know the box that this thing's gonna show up in. They could have you have to put this thing outside and plug it in like a freaking air condition.
Dude, it's gonna be freaking. No, dude, I don't know.
Dude, how big this thing's gonna be?
I think it coming out. I think they have to redesign from what we see in the Slim and even the first model. And I think this thing costs. This is something that is like not everybody's gonna get. So I think this is a $599 project. I don't see them charging $499 for this.
No, $499 my ass. This is gonna be like $650. This is
this is gonna be $599. I think it'll be $599.
Why? Like, you can't make this thing that much.
Well, hold on. Unless they decide to really go balls to the wall.
This is balls to the wall. This is insane.
Wait. Unless they say balls to the wall, the Slim is so cost effective, we can drop this thing to $399 by the time this one comes out, and this one will be $499. But I just don't see, just with these specs, I don't understand how you get away with saying $499 again. And then also you got to look and say, who is this for? I don't think this is for everybody. If I were a betting man, I would say you launch this right at the end of the year, and you make sure you talk about it a lot when it comes to Grand Theft Auto 6. You talk about it a lot when it comes to Grand Theft Auto 6. Because this is the console that people will pair Grand Theft Auto 6 with. People will pay $5.99 for this console with Grand Theft Auto 6. They will. Easy. So I do think it's real. Are these specs real? I don't know. I mean, we're going from what, 10 teraflops to 23? I don't know. I mean, I know teraflops aren't everything, but what I'll say is
10 teraflops to 23. Holy crap!
Yeah, just looking at the specs comparing it to PS5. Why do we need a PS6 4 years later? Like, is technology going to be that big of a growth? I mean, possibly, but damn.
It comes with a helmet.
So what are we looking at? A PS?
You're jacking this thing into the back, to the side of your head. You're gonna like plug it on top of your head. You're gonna get sunburn from the PSV. You plug your PSVR 2 in here, you can get freaking sunburn on your face.
Jez, if this is real, I would say don't expect a big leap on the PS6. Don't expect a big leap on PS6.
I don't know.
I just can't see this. I can't see this.
Good Lord. Spaceballs says, good Lord. Like 24 teraflops.
Yeah, this is...
listen,
this is ridiculous.
To be honest, like I'm down with the Pro, new hardware, make you let's see what these games are and let's see what's done. But like really, if the Xbox Series X has shown us anything about teraflops, none of this shit means anything until we see games running on this beast of beasts. And that's the problem. I'm not going to sit here and Google and Gaga over this shit.
The fact that they got Horizon and some of these other games to run on PS4.
I'm not, I think I don't know. Man. I think the real thing.
I'll buy it.
But yeah, like I think the real thing is that if there is a more powerful PlayStation 5 coming out next year in September or whatever, at the end of next year, and there's a PlayStation Pro, there's a Nintendo Switch 2 coming out sometime next year. So both Sony and Nintendo have new, more powerful hardware. Sony, is Microsoft standing by and doing a diskless X and calling it a day? Because then I think you want to talk about mind share. Oof. You talk about mind share. If Sony's going to drop more powerful hardware and then start ramping up their first-party games and then showing what people are working on, running on this hardware or whatever this Pro is, it is just going to, like, if you think 3-to-1's bad, I think this obliterates it. If Microsoft does not have a response to a mid-gen refresh, it's silly for them to do it.
Wouldn't.
I know Phil Spencer said they wouldn't. He already launched his mid-gen refresh in the Series X, which I think is blasphemy. I can't believe he really thought that booster was the true next-gen console and the X was the mid-gen refresh. Like, I think that they...
There's no way he believes that. There's no way he believes that.
I don't understand it. And I think the only playbook that I see Microsoft having is doing exactly what they did last gen, in the sense that Sony released the Pro and then Microsoft leapfrogged the Pro. But if Sony is smart this time, they're going to make their Pro not just a little bit more powerful. Shout out to Craig. He goes a little bit more. It's not going to be a little bit more. Actually, they make their PS5 Pro more powerful to kind of say, well, Microsoft tries to leapfrog us, we'll be closer to them than before. So maybe Sony is learning, like, hey, if Microsoft doesn't do it this year, the next one they do, we're going to go a little bit extra with our Pro mid-gen, because when Microsoft does their mid-gen a year or so later, we'll be closer to that. So maybe they did do that. I don't know. But I think this is.
But
really
Jez, I
crazy.
don't think that Microsoft's doing that though. Like,
you don't think they're doing like an X approach again, like doing another Series XX?
No.
Not next year. I mean, like a year or so after. That's what I'm saying.
I don't see it happening.
I just think
no, because I think that.
What do you mean I'm high? What the DOS thinks I'm high? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I thought I had something going there.
I think.
Oh shit!
I think Phil Spencer. I think
Phil
Spencer really believes it. That Series S is their console and the X.
Yeah, that's what I say. Think about it, Frogs. Right, the S is the base console right now.
Yeah,
so
it is. It is.
That,
you
like,
really
circular
believe that
S
he believes
is
that?
going to be it.
No,
I know
no,
Zero
Phil
Skill. That's
Spencer's
what
right,
Phil
because
said.
the S is the best selling console over the X, so that's their base console. So their X is their mid gen, and I do think that they're not going to do it. They have no reason to do it.
Exactly.
They're not selling consoles above the S, so it's like we can keep selling these things at $299 and let Sony go ahead and come out this PS5 Pro, and we're good.
Grinders, give Jez a like. They're popping off in the chat right now, Jez.
Yeah, I know. They don't like me. I'm going back on vacation.
They're going ham.
I'm going back on vacation. I still like too many margaritas, dude. I drink so many freaking margaritas out there. I think I'm still hungover from my vacation. The Series S Pro. Oh shit, they do a Series S Pro. Oh my god, a Booster Pro.
Now, if anything, maybe they boost up that S console.
That's what Ryan said.
Yeah, if they do anything, I think that's
get the hell out of here.
Frogs, they already did though. They already strapped on the FIFA 22 Xbox One to the booster
with a disc, with a terabyte.
A Series S booster. Oh shit. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that if there is a next gen if there is a mid gen refresh PlayStation 5 and a Switch, the conversation would be new, more powerful hardware from these two. And if Microsoft's sitting there going, "We got a discless Series X, everybody," dude, they're gonna be. It's gonna be the friggin' what is it? It's gonna be like this. It's gonna be like, it's like, how irrelevant can you be? Like, I don't get it, dude. They gotta have something. I know they don't give a shit.
I don't think so.
They're gonna get blown out of the dust.
Jez, they have that cylindrical X though, and
that's
I
what I'm
don't
talking
know
about.
If
That's the discless X.
But yeah, but the thing is like I think that's it. Like I really do.
Mm-hmm. I think that's it too.
And then they come out with their dongle. I know exactly how they're going to reveal the dongle. Phil's going to go.
They were pushing Samsung streaming on the TVs and all these other
at the Game Awards, they talked about that shit too.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is they're not gonna push that.
Dude,
they're gonna push streaming capability, and you can play Xbox here, and you can play. They're just pushing you to play Game Pass and Xbox games in different places. No matter if the games are good or not, they just want you to be in that service.
Dongle.
They want to be Amazon Prime. They want to be Netflix. They want to be Hulu and Disney Plus and the cock all combined.
Oh Jesus. Well, I know exactly right now. They're already getting. I know. That's why I'm impatient. Like, they're getting destroyed right now. You know, the only way they could try to gain back some sort of, like, response and get Xbox guys to buy another console again is by selling another console. Like, I don't know. Like, the only way to get out of this is to sell more hardware.
If they do that, Jez, the only thing they can do is do another S. That makes more sense.
Another booster. A booster plus.
A $399 console, a S, maybe 6 teraflops.
Dude, I don't know. All I know is the Xbox dongle is going to be the next one, and it's going to be Phil Spencer on stage.
Phil Spencer!
And he's going to slowly put his hand in the air. He's going to go into his pants pocket.
He's going to pull out the big flute.
He's going to pull out the big flute. He's going to put the big flute on the side. He's going to unzip, and he's going to pull out the Xbox dongle. And everybody's going to be like,
Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer!
The metal we're playing pocket pool.
The Xbox dongle.
No, he's gonna go in his pants and look like he's jiggling change. What is Phil Spencer? Is he playing pocket pool? It's the Xbox dongle.
The dongle. And then he'll put it in the air and he'll hold it up and goes.
Would you chip that? Would you just play it?
Jez, didn't you do a podcast with that guy, the Phil Spencer guy? Didn't you talk to him?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Oh God.
Let's
not talk
yeah. The giant flute. Phil Spencer. Would you do that? Oh man. Anyway, Grindin, we went late. Again, the Pro. We'll see. You know, again, I think it's real. I don't think these specs. I think these specs are blown out. Maybe some of them are real, but again, I don't care about the specs.
Yeah,
I just read through them. I could care less. I could care less how many flops and flips and floops and teraflutes they got because it doesn't matter. Let's see how the games run on the thing, and that's what we need to see. And they're gonna have to do some.
Jez, what do you think about the Giants game tonight?
I didn't even watch it. They won. I heard they're winning. They win.
Hey, what about those Giants specs?
Giants ass.
Oh,
they go win all these bootleg games all they want. I'm like,
dude, my Jets are ass.
The Jets are still in it, Frog.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is dude, my wife's team.
Oh, Buffalo's still in. I don't think the Jets are in it.
My wife's team is beating everybody. She's a 49ers fan. They're killing everybody.
The 49ers are gonna be. It's the Phil.
Dude, my wife.
It's the Phil dongle, dude. He's gonna put down the flip, and then it's also the dongle. He's gonna go like this, and we could also play music on the dongle, and he's gonna pull out the dongle. He's gonna start going. It's a flute and an Xbox console all in one.
He pulls out the flute.
He builds out. He's like, this is the new Xbox Series flute. And then, oh my God, dude, that guy with that friggin' whatever they call it, the baritone flute, whatever the hell that big ass, the BBC flute that they brought out there. What the hell's going on?
Oh no!
Oh no! Jeff Keighley said, "You bring the biggest one you got, Phil Ness flute." That's what Jeff Keighley said. He's like, "You were a meme last year playing that little piccolo shit. I want you to bring the biggest flute in your arsenal." And he's like, "Okay, Phil Spencer in. Phil Spencer, I hear you." I will play the biggest flute you ever seen. God, man. Xbox Cloud Dongle Flute. That's right. I got the marketing right there. Man. Anyway, yo, thank you. I shout out the link who I dropped off earlier. But, yo, thank you, Kyle, for coming on, man. The weatherman with the weather report. We'll get him back on again. But tell them where they can find you on the Twitters.
Thanks, guys. It's WXman Kyle, same as my PSN. Lots of love from a couple weeks ago, guys, before Grindscation. Appreciate that. A bunch of you guys followed me on Twitter and gave me a friend request on PSN. But yeah, thanks for having me, Jez. I'm always down to talk games, and we'll keep it rolling.
Definitely, man. I'll get you back on. Definitely. And Frogs, how's that channel going? Tell them where they can find you. Put that link. Put both. Hey, Kyle, Kyle, you in the chat? I'll make you a mod. Are you a mod already?
Got my dogs barking.
Oh shit, the Grindhouse.
Myself if I'm ready. Yeah.
No, I don't think I am yet, Jez.
Oh yeah, I'll make you a call. Here, hold on. Wait.
And Frogs, nice to finally do a podcast with you, man. It's been a long time.
It's been fun. Kyle, say something in the chat so I can make you a mod. Say something. So they can put your link in there. Yes. Thank you again, Grinders. This is awesome. Frog guy put his channel in there. And, this is awesome. If you're new here, again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on the way out. More stuff coming your way. I'm back from vacation, so expect more grinds, bites, and all that other stuff coming on the channel this way. We'll probably have a new emoji coming because of all the awesome memberships, and I want to thank everybody again for all the support. And hope everybody, we're going to be leading to the holidays. We'll also have the Gaming Grindhouse Awards. You're going to stay in for those. They're going to be soon, either next week or so. We're going to do the Gaming Grindhouse Awards, where the Xbox usually they did a good clean sweep last year. We'll see how they do this year. So the Grindhouse Awards will be coming, and also some special things for the VIPs of voting and some stuff as well. Hit all the buttons. That's right, Josh. Notifications, like buttons, subscribe buttons. And the Gaming Grindhouse is here. I'm glad to be back. What an epic show. And everybody, have a good night. Enjoy. Play some games. Have some fun. Let's do this. Good night, everybody.
Games are coming fast. 12 minutes and Hades.
Yeah.
All on Game Pass.
You're all there, baby. Your hearts and dreams. Let's go to Valhalla.
Sing us out, Grinders.
To Valhalla, Grinders.